Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Clockwork Cantina, episode 142. I am one of your hosts, Josh 902, I host this show.
DT3, what's going on, everybody? How we doing today? It's almost
It
Christmas.
is, it is, it is, it is almost Christmas. Christmas
Yeah,
Eve is
next.
Saturday. It's crazy.
Yeah, so this time next week it would have been already Christmas. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
cool stuff. We're almost done with the year, man. That's nuts, dude. Another year gone by, dude. Another year of the cantina. Another year of just like, man, what a time, right?
Yeah, like some days it'll hit me like, I'll just be like, man, we've already done this like another year, and it's fucking
Yeah,
nuts. Like,
this was our third year doing it, which isn't that kind of fucking crazy?
right?
Like, we've been doing this for 3 years now. That's nuts.
It
It's
really,
crazy.
really is. All right, guys. So today's show we'll be talking about "It's a Wonderful Life." We had a retro rewatch. We hadn't had one.
Rewind, yep.
It felt
Yeah,
like in
yeah,
a
yeah.
while, right? Like it's been a hot minute. Yeah,
Yeah,
retro
it's been a
rewind.
while. We just we, the goal for this year was to try to do one of these every month, but I think that as the year progressed, it was kind of impossible to do them every month because some months it's just a packed month and we got other stuff
Mm-hmm.
we need to talk about. And then there are some months where we gotta, skip an episode or something maybe. And then this would, would be the one to maybe, not do instead of some of the other ones. But regardless of that, I still, still enjoy watching movies and like for this one, uh it's so whenever we do like a retro rewind or rewatch, it's usually one of the two because the way I describe it or the way I explain it is like it's a retro rewind or it's a retro rewatch if it's a movie that I've seen already,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a it's a retro rewind when it's something that I haven't. So like for me,
Yeah.
It's a Wonderful Life. It's one of those movies that I've never watched, but it's an older, classic movie that I always see everybody talking about. So I was like, you know what? This time is gonna be my choice to pick one. And it's we're into Christmas time, and I hear that this is one of those like classic Christmas movies that people enjoy watching or whatever. So I'm like, you know what? I've never seen this, so let's just watch it. So that's why I ended up choosing this one. Um, but yeah, that's just whenever like the retro rewind rewatch stuff comes up, I always like, if I gonna do a rewatch, something I've already seen before and want to watch it again, or I'm gonna do a rewind, it's like something that you know
Yeah.
it's an older one, but I haven't seen it that I want to check out. So yeah,
I'm interested
I
to
just
hear your
wanted to
thoughts on it. I can't
yeah
wait till we talk about it.
yeah
And
it'll be interesting. Yeah.
and I'm actually really proud because we did more this year than we did last year, right? Like for sure.
Really, I don't remember, but maybe though, because
Well,
again
because we
we
didn't do
had
them once a month last year, like, and we
well
did
yeah
once a
yeah
month
yeah
there for a long time here before we started having to like move things around.
yeah
So we
we did them
definitely
for a
did
little
more.
bit. That's what I was trying to remember though, because like I don't know how many like we did one like every other month last year, right? And then
Let me
this year,
look.
I
Let
feel
me look.
like yeah, because I feel like it was every other month. Like you do one, then we'd skip a month, and then I do one, and then so on and so forth. Whereas this year we kind of had the goal in mind of like wanting to do one every month. But like, as I said, as the year progressed, it was kind of just not feasible to do that. But and
Hi,
I think
Katie.
going forward, hi Katie. I think oh nice, you've seen it. Cool. Yeah, I barely watched it for the first time. What I was gonna say, I think going forward next year, I think what we're gonna do is probably do what we did this year, which is just like we'll do it when we can, and then when we can't, we won't do it. So I think that's probably the way to go about it because I do want to watch, you know, I do like watching movies, and I had, we'll talk about this next week in particular, but like, every year I kind of want to start the goal of like watching more movies and more things, right? Like I've kind of slowed it down a little bit
Mm-hmm.
past several months, but I really start off strong next year, and I want to kind of do the same next year. But anyway, that'll be talk for next week, our finale episode of the year. Um, but yeah, anything else you want to add, Josh, into that?
No, I'm counting how many we did last year.
Ah, okay, yeah, because yeah, I don't remember. I feel like, uh, I just I don't remember how many we did, but
Well, I think I'm losing DT. Oh no, we lost him. I don't know what happened. Well, while DT is hopefully coming back, um,
hello, am I
hi,
back?
I hear you.
Yeah, so I don't know, my internet kinda bugging
Died
out
on you.
there, I
It's
guess.
okay. It
Yeah, I
happens.
don't know.
It's not a big deal.
It looks
Um,
like I'm back now, though.
it looks like we only did 5 or 6 last year,
Okay.
and this year I feel like we definitely did more than that. So we
Yeah,
did
no,
this
for sure.
one.
So how many did we do this year then?
Let me count it. So this is one. We did the Searchers, which was the last one we did. Princess Mononoke. Let's see here. Chinatown. Guns of Navarone. Maltese
Yeah.
Falcon.
Mhm. Started the year off pretty strong.
Eternal Sunshine.
That was the first one, I think, of the year.
So I think we did 7 this year.
Okay, so a little bit,
Couple
a couple
extras.
more. Yeah, a
And then we
couple
skipped we
extras.
skipped a couple. There was a couple we missed, like there's a couple we missed that we watched but we didn't talk about because it just got weird
Oh,
with
that's true. Yeah,
calendars.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah,
so it
that's true.
really would have been more than that if we'd gotten to talk about it. So technically we did more this year. Um,
Yeah, for sure.
which is fine. It's cool. You know, it happens. It happens. But yeah, we I love doing the retro rewatches, rewinds when we have a free slot to do it because it's fun to dive into some stuff that maybe we haven't seen before or haven't seen in a while, right? Like it's cool. Um, and it's especially when we get to the older movies like this, which I'm gonna try to save that talk for the second half of the show. But you know, it's always fun when we get to do like the older things. Uh, but yeah, um, I hope everybody's having good weeks. I hope you're all got all your shopping done. I hope you're staying warm because it's cold as shit here. I'm fucking freezing my ass off right now. Um, and we'll just go ahead and hop right into what we've been up to the past week. DT,
Yeah,
while
let's
we
do it.
got you, what have you been up to this past week, my friend?
Not much. I've been mainly watching the World Cup, which the finale was yesterday. The World Cup final. It was a hell of a game. One of the best finals ever. And the greatest of all time, Lionel Messi, finally got his world coveted World Cup. It was
Mm-hmm.
basically the only thing that he was missing in his career because he had pretty much everything else, and he got that now. So I think without a doubt, no one can argue that he is the greatest of all time. So congratulations to him for winning and leading his country to a World Cup win. First time they've won since 1986. So congrats to them. And yeah, it was a hell of a game, man. Like Argentina started off strong in the first half, and then France was playing like dog shit. The coach made some panic subs like 40 minutes into the game, which I don't think he should have done. And then they came out in the second half, and then Kylian Mbappe like put the team on his back and scored a hat trick in the second half, tied up the game 3-3. They went into extra time. They couldn't get it done in extra time. They went into penalties, and Argentina just they were just better, and they managed to pull it off and get the dub. Um, so yeah, congratulations to them. France should be proud still though, regardless of what they did, because they made it to two consecutive World Cups. They won 4 years ago, and then they made it to the final this time. So pretty impressive for them that they still have a bright future ahead, especially with Kylian. And yeah, it's a shame that Olivier Giroud was subbed out like 40 minutes into the game. I'd be pretty upset if I was him, man, too. Like he looked like he was not happy with that because like for him, it was his last. He's like what 35 or something, I think. So it's his last World Cup. You know, you not every day you get to make it to the stage and this level in this particular game of the World Cup final. And like you get sub 40 minutes into it, knowing it's your last one, and I mean, I'd be mad if I was him too. But anyway, everybody should be proud. It was a fantastic game, one of the best finals ever. It was a great tournament overall. Um, yeah, I enjoyed this World Cup. It was awesome. I love the sport. I love watching seeing who rises and who who's like the underdog and like the dark horse like comes out of nowhere and starts defeating teams. Like this year it was Morocco, and just it was great, man. I love watching it, and it was very different this year too, because normally it's during the summertime, but this time they did it November, December. So uh yeah, it was very different from usual. But yeah, did some of that, or watched that, as many of those games that as I could, and yeah, it was a great time. So yeah, shout out to another fantastic World Cup. Uh, and yeah, Katie, yeah, the World Cup is in 4 years is going to be over here in North America. So Canada, U.S. and Mexico are all going to be hosting it in several cities throughout the continent over here. So that'll be fun. I'm gonna try to go to a game. I know SoFi over here is one of the stadiums involved. So I'm definitely gonna try to go to that. But well, who knows what's gonna be going on in 4 years? So
Fucking A.
yeah. But anyway, apart from that, I've been playing some Fortnite, of course, as always. Getting that done. Continuing to level up the battle pass and all that. Watched episode 4 of Willow. Continues to be a fun show. Um, Played some Dark Tide for a little bit. Played some Football Manager because obviously the World Cup got me wanting to play some. I was like considering getting FIFA too. I haven't bought FIFA in like 10 years, but I'm really in the mood for playing some. Um, and then like the biggest thing that happened for me this past week was, for a while now, my computer um has been like bugging out and restarting and having troubles. So we were able to get a new power supply, and I had to struggle with that like basically all day Saturday to try to swap that out and replace it and all that. But anyway, took me forever. Finally got it in and swapped out though. And yeah, I got it done, man. But I'm glad that's over. I'm glad computer seems to be running a bit better now with the power supply. So I hope that's the end of the troubles, but we'll see. Um yeah, I'm just
here's
that's pretty much what's been going
here's
on.
here's the good thing about that though. It's like now you know how to do it. Like if you ever have to do it again or
Mm,
want to build your own
yeah,
PC, like
that's true.
power supplies can be like one of the most
Yeah. That's the thing is like
complicated, hard to figure out type deals because it's so many cables, right? It's like how many of these things go
yeah.
where?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I've never built my own PC before, and the computer that I currently have right now is like my first true like my PC. Because for the longest time, like before this thing, I had a laptop, right? So I didn't have like a
Mm-hmm.
PC. And then before that, I would just use like the family PC that everybody used, right? Like so like I never had like a PC for myself until this, current machine that I have right now. So I never had to like build my own or like swap out parts or anything like that, right? So yeah, it
Yeah.
was like my first time trying to mess with all that, and man, it was something, bro. But yeah, you're right. I now that I know kind of like I got some practice, and now I know what to kind of expect next time around, and eventually I want to upgrade my graphics card because now that I got a new power supply, it's better than the one I used to have, so I can hopefully
Yeah.
uh you know that's probably gonna be the next upgrade I want to do for my PC is get a new graphics card, but man, they're expensive. But yeah, I want to
Yeah,
eventually upgrade because I got a 1070 right now, and that's what are they on now? 40 somethings now, 40
those
80s or
40s
whatever.
are. Ooh, those them
Yeah,
some
so
bitches is expensive.
I know. I was looking at 3080s and those things are expensive too. I was like, fuck. But
Yeah,
yeah, I'm behind a little bit, so I need to, eventually that's gonna be like the next big goal I think is get a new graphics card.
I got you.
But yeah, I'm glad that's over with. And yeah, it's pretty much what I've been up to. I haven't really been watching anything. Like I just, it's been a busy past few weeks and it's gonna continue to be busy here too. This upcoming week is gonna be busy for me as well. So anyway,
Hmm.
that's kind of what I've been up to though. But
Gotcha.
yeah, what's going on with you, Josh? Let the peoples know what's been happening.
All right, peoples. I've been up to some stuff. I played Fortnite, so that's one thing we did, and we did some sponsored stuff on the channel here, which is nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I started and completed Titanfall 2, the main campaign story, and that was a fun little deal. You know, we completed that. I've been looking for something to play after finishing Marvel's Midnight Suns, which I also completed, I think, and I don't know if it was supposed to, if I talked about it last week or not, but I completed it, and then I was like, man, I got that feeling inside when you finish a good game and
Yeah.
like you're sad. You're like, I'm gonna miss these characters, you know? Kind of like how I feel when I go through like something like Mass Effect, you know, like this big
Yeah.
ordeal type of deal. So I played Titanfall 2. It's been on my list a while, something I need to knock off, and it's not super long. So I started it and I completed it, and it's a fun little story, and I hope they do a Titanfall 3. Um, Baldur's Gate 3 had a big patch. They put the Paladin in, which is like the class I play whenever I play really any kind of tabletop, or even like World of Warcraft or anything. I always play Paladin. So the idea of a holy warrior in heavy ass plate armor and gigantic warhammers is kind of like my go-to. So I've been messing around a little bit with their new patch and seeing how far that game has come is nuts. Because I backed it in early access. I say backed it. I purchased it in early access like way back when it first came out in early access. I was like, I wanted to be one of the first people to get to try it, and it has come so far since then. It is insane. The character creator is like one of my absolute favorite parts of the game. Like I will use it to create D&D characters if I ever get to play like just portraits and arts and stuff for them. So like I'll just make this character and like this will be my character. So been messing around with that and it's fun. I usually don't play throughout I think it's the entire first act that's available in early access. I don't usually do the entire first act. I'll just do a little bit, do some of the fights, see how the class works, and then I'll stop playing. So we'll see how we do with that while I wait for the full release of that. On the shows, um, I started and finished Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Oh, it was so good. It was so good.
Oh,
The
dude,
music's so good. The
love it.
writing is good. I watched the dub. I didn't watch the sub,
Yeah.
mostly because I heard the sub didn't have like the cyberpunk like
Choom and
choom
yeah,
slang. Yeah, the
the
slang.
the slang, yeah, the chumbas and all that.
Yeah, so I did. I've been doing that. Oh, that reminds me. I've been hopping to Cyberpunk just a little bit, like the 2077, the game, just to be like, man, I kind of want to just hop in and walk around the world because I was watching it in Edge Runners,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I hopped in and just did some side gigs and messed around because I haven't booted it up since like last year, and they've added so much since then, and I'd like their clothing system now where you can save outfits and you don't have to look like a fucking clown anymore to have the best clothes. So I was messing around a little bit with that, just walking around, did some side gigs, and I had to redo all my perks because they've redone that, and I heard that they're gonna redo the melee system with the next big patch thing that they're gonna do. So
Oh, damn.
um,
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
For me at this point, like I really wanted to play some more Cyberpunk 2, but I already beat the game. So I was like, you know what? As much as I want to go back into this world after watching Cyberpunk Edge Runners,
Hmm.
I'm waiting on Phantom Liberty, man. Like I can't wait for
Yeah,
that. I really
I'll
cannot
probably
wait for
start a
that.
whole new game around that time, like just because I would like a fresh start and kind of redo everything again and really give it its due. Uh, but it's fun just to hop in and walk around and listen to the music and drive around. The driving is still a little rough for me. I and I don't know if it's because I have my mouse sensitivity up high or what, but man, I feel like cars just go all over the place.
Zooming.
Uh huh. But yeah, the show was great. I enjoyed it. The music's fantastic. The voice acting was great, and it is a love story. I was like surprised at how much of a love
Yeah.
story it is. It's
That's why I tell people when they want to watch, I'm like, it's absolutely a love story, man. You watch that? Like, come on now.
and it's amazing what I wish we'd done an episode on it, but I guess I could spoil a little bit. Like it's amazing to me how
Yeah.
much they make you care about characters in just a couple episodes. You know,
I
like
also wish
Maine and those
we would
guys.
have done an episode on it, but we watched it late. So
It is what it is, but I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it is, and it
it was
oh,
fantastic. It was so good. I loved it. I personally loved it. Like
I
I know
enjoyed
for
it
the
a
Game
lot.
Awards, we were talking about like, what was gonna win, like best adaptation. I knew that Arcane was gonna win it, but my heart wanted Edge Runners, man. It was so good.
Hmm. Yeah, so next time I'm gonna hop on something like that earlier and try to get it on the show because that's a missed opportunity right there, unfortunately. But it was so good, so that's why I'm gonna take this
Yeah.
time right now to tell you guys if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's great. It makes you care about characters in just a few episodes. It'll pull at your heart. It'll make you shed a tear or two. You know, like it was good. I enjoyed it. It was really really good. Um, I watched episode 6 of Tulsa King. That's an enjoyable little show with Sylvester Stallone. Um, if you haven't seen it and checked it out, it's good. Um, so yeah, that's good. I don't really have a lot to say on Tulsa King. Check it out if you're interested in like it's made by the same dude that does Yellowstone and all that stuff. But it's not connected. If it is connected to that world, it's very loosely connected. Because it's in a different state and different characters and stuff. So, and Thursday, I had a friend that I've known since I was like 16 come to town. Um, KT, we've talked about him on the show a few times, I think, and DT knows who he is because he's played D&D with him. And he came to town. And he has some other friends here, and I'm here, and we went out to dinner and had steaks, and it was a lot of fun. And he gave me a Christmas present. I have a 3D printer in the workshop now, just the regular kind, not like the resin one, because there's two different kinds of 3D printers. Um, and they both are for two different jobs. But I have a 3D printer in the workshop now, so we're gonna learn how to use that. Maybe we'll set up a 3D printing stream at some point and put the camera just on and 3D print something just on stream. Wouldn't that be neat? Or something like that. We'll see how we'll do that if we will do that. I have to learn how to use the damn thing. But it was I came home that night and I was like, I think this is the first time I've been out with like a friend since like I said WaveCon, but it was like since the pandemic started. Really, like it was the first time I've been out
Yeah.
like with a homie in like forever. I mean, forever. And I didn't really think about it until I was sitting there having dinner with my friend, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is so nice to get to go out and be with a buddy again." You know, and we met up with some other friends, and we just had dinner and caught up over everything that has been going on lately. So it was cool. It was nice. And it was a good dinner, and it was a good time. It was a good time. Get to see my friend again after so long. So then that's
Oh
all
yeah.
I've been up to, guys. That's all I've been up to. You know, I'm saving for next week when we do the show. We'll be doing it'll be our end of the year show, right? So
Your recap, yeah, be recap of the year, man. It's gonna be good. We'll be talking about like all the stuff that we watched and like
mhm.
yeah, all that.
I also want
We'll
to talk about
get to it
what we
next week.
got planned and what we want to do coming up. So we'll be
Mm,
doing that as well. I think so. That's all it is. Let's hop into the news, DT. I know there's some news, so if we want to hit that, let's do it.
yeah,
Let me
let's do
swap
it.
over our text here.
Also, what's up, Majin?
Imagine.
Let's uh let's get into it then. Yeah. So we got the gaming news first.
Let's check it out.
Um, see what we got today, my friends. So we got we got some gameplay showcases for the Hogwarts Legacy game. Let's check that out. So we got a couple videos we can watch actually.
Yeah.
So we
So I
got
watched
one for
this.
the
I
okay.
watched
I
the whole
haven't.
big long video. Like it was
Okay, I
like
haven't seen any of this. Gotcha.
how long was it? It was like 40 minutes, I think, or something really high. But yeah,
Well, yeah,
they got
right
bits
here.
and pieces here, which is nice.
Yeah, right here. It's like split up into parts, which yeah, it's probably
Makes it
better.
easier
So
for
we
this
can just kind
show.
of
Yeah.
yeah.
All right,
So I'm just
let's check
gonna
this out. I got the first video
load
open.
them all up and we'll get started. Yeah. So this one's the open world one. So we'll check it out. Well, you ready, Josh? In
Uh,
three,
I'm
two,
ready.
one, go. So again, if you guys don't know or you're watching the show for the first time, we're not really the biggest Harry Potter guys, but we're still kind of interested in this game, regardless of all the everything else going around it. I mean, obviously we know that J.K. isn't the best person, but you know,
Nope. She's kind of a shitbag, to
we
be honest.
we're for me like it would be like if I were to get this game eventually, it'd be more so like supporting the people who worked on it, you know,
Mhm.
like and all that, and not her because yeah. But anyway, we're not the biggest Harry Potter fans, so if we don't
I
like
should
spot
investigate.
things or if we don't know what stuff is or anything like that, please don't chill out. Like we this is I've seen all the movies only once. I didn't grow up reading the books or anything like that, so
Yeah,
all,
I didn't
all
read the
I'm going
books.
off of is basically what I saw in the movies and what I see here in this gameplay. So
I saw somebody say, I saw somebody be like, "It's Red Dead but Harry Potter," and I was like, "Hey, that's kind of
which
like."
hey dude, Red Dead anything is gonna be like you put anything in front of the Red Dead tag or the style of game and I'm about it, all right? Like
At
this looks
least with
cool.
this
Like just
open world portion, the riding around on the
yeah,
broom.
yeah. Like this looks awesome. Like flying around on a broom and shit. Yeah. Yeah, Katie, that's exactly. That's kind of how I'm looking at it, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean this looks cool. Like it's a fun to explore the world, you know.
I do think it's neat that they do let you fly around on the broom, like, and kind of
Yeah.
go where you want to. Um, I think they said like a stamina bar down there in the lower right, that yellow bar. And the
Oh, okay.
higher you go, you can only go so fast, as you see the bars dropping right
Oh
at this
yeah, there it
section.
is.
And if you
Yeah,
go
yeah,
low,
yeah.
you can go at full speed in the bar will recharge. So you can only go so fast at like higher
The
heights,
higher
I believe.
speeds
So
or higher heights. Yeah, yeah. That
yeah,
makes sense. That makes sense.
yeah.
That's cool though. Okay.
So, but yeah, I know they just kind of fly around here in this section. They're just talking about kind of the open world part. Um,
That's cool. I mean, it
this video
looks.
doesn't have the commentary over it, which is nice because we get to talk over it and give our commentary.
Yeah,
But
we commented over it.
um,
Yeah, I mean, so far, I mean, the world itself looks pretty cool. Like, I don't. Again, I'm not too familiar with like the lore of Harry Potter or anything, so I don't know like where this is like, but like just looking at like these buildings and like the people that are like in it and all that, it looks pretty cool, you know.
later on in the
Um,
long video, I don't know if it's in these videos, they show the weather changes. Like they
mm,
cheat, obviously. They do some cheat codes off screen
yeah,
and it becomes like it snows over and this whole area is just snow. So
that's cool.
that's pretty
I
cool.
like weather effects. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like the thing. I think they've talked about uh
Faster!
uh I think they talked about how like
Away!
different decorations to go up in like the school depending on what holiday and things are going on as well around that time. So
Okay.
that's that's also cool. Um,
So not only do you get to fly on a broom, but you get this creature as well, whatever this is. I can't. What is it? It looks like a horse with wings, but I don't know what it is.
I forgot what they called it in the fucking.
Is it like a hippogriff or something? I don't know.
I think it is.
This
I
looks
think it's a
intriguing.
hippogriff.
Again,
And
I'm not the most versed in Harry Potter,
I
so
think this is one of the
um,
pre-order bonuses. I think that's what they
oh, is it?
said, or I think it is. Um, and they said the difference between this and the broom is like this. This is more like long term uh flying, other than like the broom. Like this doesn't have the stamina bar in the lower right corner and stuff.
Yeah.
But it looks pretty, like the flying around and in the open world. Yeah, here's some snow. They've changed the weather here.
Looks nice in the snow as well. So what I'm curious about is how big this open world is going to be, you know? Because obviously you're going to have Hogwarts, the castle itself, and then you get to go to like other places. But how big is the world going to be, you know? Like how far do you get to go, you know? Like that kind of stuff is like obviously we're getting a wide look here at and everything, you know, the whole map, you know, a lot of the map, but
Oh,
yeah.
that's
But
the end
anyway,
of that video.
that's the end of that one, yeah. Open world looks cool. We know that it's in the late 1800s, um, above the Scottish Highlands. So okay, cool. And then yeah, the hippogriff is yeah, it is that thing. I did get it right. I don't know how I remembered that name, but I remembered it. And you're right. It says it is exclusive to pre-orders. It's a variant. It's called the Onyx hippogriff, the one we saw in the video. Okay,
Got it.
cool. So we have another video here checking out the combat. This is a bit of a longer one, another 8 minutes one. Check it out though if you're watch it. Let's
Hang on. I
see what they
opened the
got here.
video and it threw me right to the end of it, which is kind of hilarious. Okay,
Oh, weird.
I'm ready.
Cool. All right, let's do it in three, two, one, go. So again, this is gonna be focused on combat. Um, Another thing I seem to like about this is I don't know how well the customization is for this game, but I've seen, you know, this is a different look, obviously,
Hmm.
which honestly kind of cool. I dig it.
I think again this is like a pre-order outfit. I think they mentioned it in the video. It's either the pre-order outfit or it comes with like a collector's edition type deal. But um, it
Oh
seemed like there's a
damn!
lot of customization. Um,
Homie just pulled the creature out of his bag or something.
yeah, that's the Thestral. Now this I do remember them saying. This is like a collector's edition mount, I think, or a pre-order mount as well.
So they're just showing you all the stuff you can get if you buy the
Yeah.
game early.
Yeah, they
Okay,
were
okay,
doing
I
that. They
see,
were
I
doing that
see,
hard during the video, and I was
I
like,
see,
okay,
I see.
I'm not a big fan of this, but I get wanting to show it off.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay.
But I do think it's cool you pull your mount out of a bag. Like it's fucking
Yeah,
magicy.
yeah, makes sense.
Um,
This is dark as hell, man. Can we get a little bit lighter, you know, lightly more
yeah,
lightly lit area? Come on.
yeah, and they're showing off. They're going to a combat arena.
Dark Battle Arts Arena.
Yeah, and
The Unforgivable Curses of Davra Kedavra. Yeah, I don't know any of I don't know the lore, so I don't know what the hell's going on.
that's the one that kills you instantly. I think it kills your target instantly or something.
Dark Arts Battle Arena.
And I
So what do
think this battle arena is also a pre-order bonus. I think there's other ones around the world, but this one in
Wow, really?
particular is a pre-order bonus.
Okay. That's kind of weird that they make an arena pre-order bonus, but
Yeah.
okay, sure.
They mention it in the video a lot, and I remember them mentioning it a lot, and me being like, "Okay,
Like, all right, guys, I get it. Every cosmetic, almost everything we're seeing is a pre-order bonus. Okay.
Either a pre-order bonus or you got to get a collector's or a deluxe edition. I can't remember which, but
No, any and all of that. So just keep that in mind then.
I was a little worried about the combat. I think the combat looks fine though.
Yeah,
Like,
I
you
mean
pick
for
up-
like for wizard kind of thing. Yeah, I guess it makes sense.
I thought it would be weird. A little bit, and based on some of the previous videos we'd seen, it looked a little rough occasionally, but it looks better. I like how you use the kind of environment and pick up and grab things
Yeah.
at your targets.
Bam. Oh damn, shield. Yeah, so I honestly don't remember any of the spells or any of that shit, so I don't know, like, whenever they say something, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm just like, okay, what are they gonna do next? But no, like gameplay wise, yeah, it looks, you know, you're playing a wizard, so you're doing wizard shit.
I think the blue bar down there in the lower right corner is like an ancient magic type deal. They explain what it is. I forgot exactly how it works. Yeah, when you see like the L1, R1 buttons, I think it uses the ancient magic to do a spell over the top of somebody's head, and then it drains
okay.
the bar. I think that's how it works.
Gotcha. So how do you refill the bar then? Do they say that or no?
There's little blue, like little
the
blue,
little blue like things floating around. I see it now.
Yeah, and like you'll pick it up,
Yeah.
and also combo bonuses.
Oh yeah. I just saw him pick it up. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. And then obviously green bar is health. That makes sense.
I
Got
guess
all these,
potions as well.
Yeah, potions. The number, the 10. Yeah.
They said they had usable items, like you could pull out one of those. I don't know if you remember from the movies, the fucking screaming ass mandrake deal thing that screams and like stuns enemies. You could get one of those and just pull it out.
I don't know if I remember, but
I don't even remember which movie it's in. I just remember they yank it out and it just screams and they have earmuffs.
yeah,
on.
I don't know. Like I said, I've only seen the movies once, so there are a
Yeah.
lot of things I don't remember, but yeah. R1. I kind of was expecting more to happen on that, but okay. All right, there you go. That's kind of more what I was expecting on that second one.
Yeah, he turns him into a chicken.
Dang. There you go. Wave completed. So how many waves are there then? This is on wave 4 right now. Oh shit, a troll?
I think
dang, what happened?
I think there's 5 waves.
Dang, you just one-shotted that troll?
Yeah, he used the forbidden spell on it.
Oh man. Well, it definitely makes fighting 1 easier than fighting 2, so it was worth it, I guess.
This might be the last wave. I don't remember how many waves there
Maybe.
were.
There's still a couple minutes left in the trailer. Or in this video, I mean, not trailer. What's that? Oh, all the items you can... Okay.
Final wave. Yeah, this is the final wave.
Interesting. Okay. Got him.
That troll's got armor on.
Still got rock though. Look at that. I mean, so far this person's doing a good job at like avoiding any damage. Like they've taken some here and there, but like for the most part, they're doing pretty good.
Yeah, I'm curious to what level they are compared to what they're fighting, because their numbers up on the enemy numbers at the top near their health bar, it's green. But when they were fighting the troll, it was like level 20 and it was red.
Oh,
So I'm kind of curious to whether how powerful they are compared to the enemies they're fighting.
Yeah.
Also, does this? I don't think they mentioned if this game has different difficulty levels or what.
Oh dang, you froze him. Oh man. So there's lots of different spells and shit you can use. Like you can freeze somebody, you can pull them in, you can
Hmm.
all with your wand, man. That's pretty dope.
And that was one thing that they didn't show during the actual like when they were commentating on it was like he opens up the spells at one point to change around what he has, but they cut away because they're
Mhm.
like we don't want to show that yet. So I'm kind of curious to how many spells and such are in the game.
Probably a lot.
Yeah, and what they all do as well.
Yeah. There you go. They did it. Victory. Cool. So that's the combat. Yeah, I would say it looks better than what it did before. I mean,
Hmm.
and you know that's kind of what you would expect for like I said, a game where you're a wizard. Gotta use fucking magic and spells and whatnot to fight. But yeah. All right, we got at least two more. So this next one is gonna be um the room of requirements. So this is like personalizing your area, right? We'll we'll
Yes.
we'll check it out here. We'll check it out and see. I don't really know. I haven't seen this, so I don't really know. Well, let's see. Three, two, one, go. Let's do it. Let's check it out. Let's see what we got here. So this is the, I guess, what? Wait, is this like
I think
your
this is
own
like
room?
your own kind of room that changes for you. And I think you can craft and things in this room.
That's cool.
I think you grow
Because
things in here as well.
okay, what I had thought first was like one of the home rooms, like they have like Slytherin and
Hmm.
everything. But this is like, yeah, I guess your own.
Yeah, there's
Oh shit!
homerooms
Yeah,
as
look at that.
well.
Yeah, no,
Um,
I have we've seen those. Yeah. So this is like your own specific like room. Okay,
yeah,
cool. That's cool.
I think.
That's dope. That's cool. Because I wasn't sure if they were gonna do this. I thought they would just be like, oh, here's your room and whatever homeroom your house you're a part of. But they actually let you like customize and
Yeah, this is
do
like
whatever. That's
pretty
pretty
much all
dope.
this video is customization. I believe
Sick.
they show you moving stuff, removing things, changing colors of things, all that stuff.
Get rid of that chair. You're gonna move it. Oh, change it into a different type of chair. Yeah, customization, right, Katie? I am a big sucker on customization stuff. Oh, you can make it tiny
Same.
too. Look at that.
Yeah, you make it tiny.
No, yeah, I love customization in video games. So anytime they let me like, you know, customize your character or like your, vehicle or like your home or whatever, whatever it may be, I'm about it. I like that kind of stuff in video games. So I think this is cool.
One of the reasons I liked Midnight Suns so much, like all the customization. It's like I would stream the game on Discord and somebody'd pop in, and every time I'd have like a different outfit on.
Botanical potting table. 3 small pots. Yeah, yeah. Starfield looks. We'll be talking about Starfield here in a little bit as well. But yeah, the customizing of the ship is definitely one of my like things that has me like, ooh, about Starfield for sure.
Mm.
So now I'm wondering, as we're watching this customization video for Hogwarts, is there a limit to how many items you can have in your room, or is there a
I
limit
don't
only
know.
how much material you have? Like I see Moonstone pop up, right? So
Hmm.
is like obviously you need Moonstone to craft or to like place items, but like is that the only limit you have, or like is there only a certain amount of items you can have in a room or in your area? Because I've played other games where you have like a certain amount of like items you can place, and then like once you hit that limit, like that's it. Like if you want to add more, you need to remove things. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I'm curious about. Like how much do they let you place in it, and like you know like what is the Moonstone exactly, other than like the thing that lets you place things, and then when you delete something, they give you more out of it. So that's what I'm curious about too.
I don't know if they. I don't think they even said in the video, or if they did, I didn't hear them when I watched it. But I was also wondering the same thing. Is like, do you have so many
Yeah,
slots?
like
Do
is
they
there a
limit you
limit?
with
Yeah.
they might just limit you with the Moonstone. Like you said.
Which, if that's the case, then that's pretty cool because uh,
Like, can I have
there
like
have been
500 chairs in this room that are tiny? Like if I want.
yeah, because like I've played like customization games in the past where they let you like have your own area or whatever, but you're limited by only a certain amount of stuff, and that kind of like kills your creativity. It's like, well,
Hmm.
I want to do something here, but you're limiting me to only a certain amount of stuff. I can't, you know what I mean? Like you're just not you're killing me here. Like I want to be able to do more, but you're not letting me. I can only do a there's only a certain number of things you can do to a room or an area or whatever before,
You're out
kind
of
of
slots. You're out of
exhausted.
points.
Yeah.
You're out of whatever they call it. Every game has something different.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like you upgrade your gear and put different traits on it. And that's cool. I always like that shit.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
that's cool as well. Got some gloves. Nice. The enchanted loom or whatever. Oh, he's going outside now. Is that it? Okay, that's it, I guess. All right,
we're
well,
going to the next video, I believe.
we are. So let's check out this next one, which is the bestiary one, I think, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, let's check it out. Three, two, one, go. So we're gonna check out all the crazy creatures and animals and fantastic beasts, as they say, right?
Now I think that different animals will give you crafting materials and stuff as you kind of like take care of them and stuff.
Okay. Oh, look
Like
at
you
this
just,
thing. It's called a graphorn.
yeah.
Mooncalf. Wow, that is a
Look,
funky looking little
look
thing.
at it. It's so cute. Okay, use fruit.
What are you saying though? They give you different like
Crafting
depending on the
materials. So
creature?
yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, look, it's a
Like
Niffler. I know that from the Fancy Beats movie. Anyway, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, as they kind of like brush it, I think they give you stuff or something. They
Oh,
mentioned
really?
it.
Huh. That's kind of I think that's kind of like different and
Hmm.
unique
Hmm.
and like make, that's cool.
Look at the kitty-ish.
Easel.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think you can move and
Whoa.
customize this area too.
Okay, that's cool. I like that. That's nice. I wasn't expecting that, but that's cool. Interact with it. What the hell? Oh, you're
Brush
brushing
it.
it. Okay. I thought it like spawned out food at first, but then I saw, the brush. I was like, oh, okay. A bench. So you have three types of or at least right there, you had three different options: breeding pen, a feeder, toy box. What I want to know is how difficult or how easy will it be to gain Moonstone? Because this guy has like 900.
Yeah, I don't know.
That seems to be like the major currency for customization.
It's a moon ball. Doot doot.
Let's see. Is this thing gonna play with it? It is. Look at it. Look at it
Ah,
go.
look
Oh,
at
look
it.
at
It's
it.
so cute. Look, it's cute and ugly. It's kind of got that cute ugly thing going on.
Yeah, right. It's true. Meanwhile, this grab horn looks like a like absolute like mount you'd ride into battle and fucking crush
Right?
your enemies with.
Yeah, I think they're fixing to show what you can do with one of these things,
Okay. Beast
which is
care.
you can rename them if you want to.
Oh. Oh yeah, look at that. What are you gonna name it? You gotta name it something badass because it looks badass. Come on now. Bruce. Lame. Lame.
But it is cool that you can name them.
Oh yeah. That is pretty cool. Bruce the Graphorn.
Now that looks like Moonstone up over there on the ground. I don't know if you see any of
Oh
the
yeah, the blue
mountains.
stuff I did. Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw it. Yeah.
So that looks like Moonstone. So maybe it grows here.
Giant shrub.
Maybe it's just something that regrows over time too. You can have a lot, and
Large tree. Move the trees. That is cool, man. I wish more games let you do stuff like this, man.
it's almost like a level editor, you know? Like,
Yeah. I love that stuff. I genuinely love this type of shit, man.
hmm
If more games let me like modify and edit the environments, that would be sick with a capital S, man.
hmm
I love this type of shit, so I'm all about it.
It's like Moonstone. Yeah, it is Moonstone because he's grabbing it.
Cool. You got 10 out of all that. Yes. Bad. Standing stone. Oh dang. Statue. Was it fountain? Dang. Okay. Oh shit, you can make it even bigger.
That's pretty cool.
Very cool. I was reading the description, and hippogriff is half horse, half eagle. That's a interesting mix.
hmm
Pumpkins, hammer and anvil. Get your blacksmith going on. How about this well? The wishing well. We're gonna turn it into. We're gonna keep the well. Oh damn, an even bigger one? Even smaller one. Okay. Yeah, right, Katie? She said, forget fighting dark wizards. Let me build houses for all these critters. Yeah, forget fighting sorcerers and wizards and warlocks, bro. Let's just do Farm Simulator on and Harry Potter, bro, and Hogwarts. Let's go. All right, cool. That's the end of it. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, it looks pretty good in that regard of what we saw. Um, Definitely curious to see more. Uh, when is this game coming out again? Just summertime or
I
oh
want
no,
February
February.
10th. Yeah, it comes
That's
out pretty
soon.
early in the year.
That's actually really soon. Like 2 months away. That's 2 months away.
Yeah,
All right.
I
Not
want to.
bad.
Is it
Not
like the
bad.
first big release of next year? I want to say I can't remember. Well, if
I don't
anything comes
know.
out before
We'll
that,
be next month. We'll be doing a full year preview, as we do, past
every
couple
year.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll be doing that, and we'll be talking about all the upcoming releases and all that of next year, next month. But yeah, I don't know. It might be. I'm not sure though. I don't know off the top of my head. It's definitely got to be one of the first for sure, right?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know for sure, but it's got to be. All right, what DT? What's next?
Next up, let's talk about. We have a release date for Marvel's Spider-Man 2. So, uh, over on a PlayStation blog post, Insomniac Games director Brian Intihar wrote that, uh, what a year it's been for PlayStation Studios. Here at Insomniac Games, we've been in absolute awe of the work of our peers. Congrats to everyone on a successful 2022. And here's to next year being just as exciting as we continue to get Marvel Spider-Man 2 ready for release next fall. So there isn't an exact date, or anything like that,
We
but
get
at
like a
least we know
window.
that we have a
Yeah.
time frame. Yeah, it's coming out next fall. Um, and there's not much else revealed about it other than it follows the events of the first game and then the spin-off Miles Morales game. Uh, where the duo of Peter and Miles are back in the next chapter of, Insomniac's Marvel Spider-Man series. So nothing huge, but at least we kind of have a time frame, a time window about when it's going to be coming out. Because it's been a while since we've heard or seen anything about this game. Like, I think it was like announced, like what, sometime last year maybe, and then like we haven't really seen anything or heard anything about it. Which, they're working on it, so I
Hmm.
suppose it makes sense. But it's good to hear a little bit more about it because I feel like it's gonna be a big Spider-Man year uh in 2023. Where we're getting that game, we're getting Spider-Verse, like it's gonna be good. Good. And who knows what's happening in the MCU for Spider-Man. So but yeah, definitely it's cool stuff. Good to have some info on that. Next up, let's talk about the next Tomb Raider game because we have some little bit of information on that now. So the next Tomb Raider game will be published by Amazon. Uh, so Embracer Group who owns Crystal Dynamics, who did the previous games, but Amazon Games will handle the studio's next game. So back in April, Crystal Dynamics announced that it was working on a new Tomb Raider game using Unreal Engine 5, which said it would enable it to push the envelope of fidelity and deliver the high quality cinematic action and adventure experience that fans deserve. Which would be a new addition to the hugely successful franchise that they recently had a pretty, well, I say recently, but it's been like several years since the most recent chapter of the trilogy that came out. Um, so yeah, they put out an announcement that's going to be published by Amazon Games, and this is what was said. Amazon Games is committed to bringing players games of the highest quality from the best developers across all variety of platforms and genres, and we're honored by the opportunity to work on this story, developer, and franchise. Amazon Games Vice President Christoph Hartman said, "Our team is incredibly excited about collaborating with the talented and visionary Crystal Dynamics to team to bring the next chapter of Lara Croft's saga to players around the world." Uh, that this announcement doesn't contain any details on the game, only describing it as a single player narrative driven adventure that continues Lara Croft's story. With all the elements that have made Tomb Raider one of the most revered franchises in gaming, giving players control, confident and multidimensional hero Lara Croft in an environment that rewards exploration and creative pathfinding with mind-bending puzzles to solve. a wide variety of enemies to face and overcome. So I have one problem with that, and my problem is fuck your mind bending puzzles, bro. As somebody who hates puzzles, get that out of here. I don't want to know. I don't want that. I don't like it. Yes. Anyway, I'm just joking around, but uh if you know me, you know I'm not the biggest puzzle person. But anyway, I'm just messing around.
I'm not either.
Um
I'm terrible at puzzles.
so yeah, that's interesting. The new Tomb Raider game is gonna be done by Amazon Games. Which I'm trying to think of what Amazon
Wait, are
Games
they
has
developing
done.
it or are they just publishing it? Because publishing is different than developing.
Uh,
Because the way they talk, it's like they're making it, but
yeah,
that's that's not what publishing is. That's developing. Publishing is we give you the money to like put it out in the world and make it easier to do that. Right? Isn't that what publishing is? The way they have this written is confusing.
I'm trying to see like if there's yeah, because you're right, it is kind of confusing.
But and sometimes the devs and the publishers are the
Oh,
same thing.
so okay. Amazon Games will publish, so they're gonna
Got it.
publish it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, got it. Yeah, yeah. All right, there you go.
So it's still Crystal Dynamics. It's just
Yeah,
they're
so
being
Crystal
published by
Dynamics, they're wo-
Amazon,
they're
which is
they're working
good.
with Crystal Dynamics. Yeah,
Which is good, right? Because Amazon's
they
that should
got
help them
they
with
got
publishing, I would
yeah,
imagine.
yeah, yeah. They can do it for sure. Cool, 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 cool.
But the article has it written like they're developing it, which is not the case. I'm just gonna the way they have it written is a little confusing. I guess maybe. Yeah. Anyway, what's next, DT? If we don't have anything else on Tomb Raider.
All right. Next up, we have uh, which is the last thing I have on here for today, unless you got anything to add on to it, is that we'll talk about Starfield. So I said earlier while we're watching the Hogwarts Legacy stuff that we would be talking about Starfield, and
Hmm.
we're gonna do that now. So Starfield, Starfield's quest will take a page from Skyrim, not Fallout 4. Uh, so one faction's quest line will not lock them out of participating in another's, which was not the case in Fallout 4, where a player was forced to commit to one of four alliances in order to move the game's main narrative to a conclusion. In a YouTube discussion video posted by Bethesda, lead quest designer Will Shen, who is responsible for Starfield's main quest line, explained that players don't necessarily end up as the head of every single faction of the game. Players' choices and actions will, however, influence a faction's direction and purpose. Say the politics of the Freestar Rangers. What's more important? Is it justice or industry? What are you going to do to nudge them? All the major characters in every faction questline will be reflecting on your choices. It can have far-reaching consequences for what the faction is and what it cares about. So there's a video here if you want to throw that up, Josh. They're talking Starfield with Will Shen. It's on the YouTube Bethesda Softworks channel if you want to go check it out. We're gonna throw it up here and see what
Do we want to start at the beginning or in the middle? Because it threw me in the middle. It's only 5 minutes.
Yeah, we can watch the whole thing. It's fine.
Just check it out. Let me know when
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
ready.
So let's do that. All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hi, I'm Jess Finster, Community Director at Bethesda, and I'm back at Bethesda Game Studios doing another round of Constellation questions. Thank you so much to everybody who submitted your questions on Discord, Reddit, Twitter. We really appreciated reading them all. Today we're talking with Starfield's lead quest designer, Will Shen, on quests. So let's get started.
Let's get started.
Hi, Will.
Hi, Jess.
Do you want to give a brief intro to yourself so they can get to know you a little bit better?
Sure. I'm Will Shen. I'm the lead quest designer on Starfield, and I am also responsible for the main quest.
Well, we got some of the top questions from our community that they want to know about Starfield. First question. One of the best things about the previous games were random encounters that you have in the world. For Starfield, how has the random encounter system been improved or expanded upon, if at all?
So very exciting. This time around, we have entire planets that we have to populate. So we actually have new tech to take whole locations that we've built and put them on the planets. Now you could say maybe you're going to an outpost and you actually discover there's a whole group of people there with a particular
research
problem.
lab.
Whereas, before it might be just a person coming to you along the road. Now it's an actual whole location that can be put there. And maybe they have a problem like one of our members was kidnapped. They've been kidnapped by some pirates. We think they're over there. We actually are replacing a whole other location with that person in it and enemies around it. So it's a dynamically placed settlement that is taking you to a dynamically placed dungeon as you're walking through the planet.
So basically, at any point in time on a planet, you can just experience a random encounter anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And I think we're really only just scratching the surface of what that tech can do.
We can see what looks like Earth's own solar system in the Starfield gameplay trailer. Will there be quests taking us back there and exploring how things have changed?
Yeah, actually, very early on in the main quest, we take you to our solar system, which in our lore is called the Old Neighborhood.
The old
And
neighborhood.
you'll be being sent there on a mission from Constellation to discover the mysteries of the artifacts. And you'll get in contact with the question of what happened to Earth, but also you'll go to Mars, and there's actually a settlement, one of the early settlements that humanity created after they left Earth.
Is it the Ravenhaven?
It's called Sidonia.
The Ravenhaven, yeah, dude.
You remember the Ravenhaven?
I do,
How
yeah,
will
exactly.
quest
Of
lines
course we
work
do.
compared to other BGS games? Can we join multiple factions and complete all of them like in Skyrim, or does joining one lock you out of certain others like in Fallout 4?
Yeah, so one of the early things we decided on was making sure that the main quest actually kind of gives you a little bit of a tour of the settled systems and all of the major players there so that we can give you a taste of what they're going to be up to.
We're peacekeepers. We protect the people of the Free Star Collective.
We also discussed really early on, like, okay, do we make some of the factions be in conflict with each other? And we decided, we really want to make sure that you can play through all the faction lines independently of each other. And this time around, we were like, no, we really want the stories to be a little more personal, right? You're influencing the direction of where this faction is going to go. So say the politics of the Free Star Rangers, right? What's more important? Is it justice or industry, right? Where are you going to try to nudge them in this direction or another? So you don't necessarily end up as the head of every single faction of the game. But obviously all the major characters and every faction quest line will be reflecting on your choices. But it can have far-reaching consequences for what that faction is, what it cares about.
What will the role of some of the companions be during quests?
The companions along the Constellation storyline, which is the main quest, they'll have a lot of opinions and points of view about what the decisions you'll be making along the main storyline. We've also added in several times where you can ask them to speak for you. So
That's
you
kind of
might have
interesting.
a companion with you, and you'll be challenged to someone will tell you can't get through here, and you can actually,
That's
turn to
actually
your
kind of
companion and
cool.
say,
I like
hey,
that.
actually, could you handle this? And they'll actually speak on your behalf, and there could be consequences, good or bad, for what they happen to say. And all the usual things
Nice.
you would expect from followers, right? They'll follow you into danger. You can trade equipment with them. And they'll also be crewing your ship, which is new, so they'll be helping out on your ship as well.
Will NPCs react in different ways depending on how the player completes a quest?
Yeah, all the quest lines have major characters, right, that they'll reflect on the decisions you're making, and they'll have opinions about whether they're good or bad, and for a few of the storylines, and including the main quest, who ends up with you at the end, right? There are you'll be determining the fates sometimes, whether someone lives or dies, or whether someone's still in the faction or decides to leave the faction. There's a lot of different things that'll happen.
Well, that's all the questions I have for today. Thank you so much, Will, for taking the time. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much to Will for volunteering his time to answer our questions, and thank you for submitting your
All right.
questions. If you want to be the
Neat.
first to know about videos like this one or other news
There
about
we go.
Starfield,
That's
we encourage you to sign up
some
to join
information on
Constellation.
that. What do you think, Josh?
You can
Of
also
what we just
submit
heard?
any.
I think it's neat, but they're still. I need to see it. I need to see it. Right? Like they do these things a lot, but I need to
Yeah.
see the game. The only little bit of gameplay we ever really got was like, was it an E3 or whatever? And to be honest, it didn't look that necessarily the best at that time. So I'm kind of curious to see how it is now. Now they don't even have a solid date anymore. Like they supposedly within the first 6 months of next year, right? That's what it says in the article. So like, I don't know what to think, really, to be honest with you. Like what they say sounds cool, but they're saying it, they ain't showing it, right? So I need to see. Like
Yeah.
I need to see.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like we haven't really seen a whole lot.
I need to see a big chunk.
Yeah.
Not just like here's a snippet of on Mars for like 2 seconds or 3 seconds, you know? Like I need to see a whole quest. Show me one whole quest. I don't think that's a big ask, to be honest, but I don't know. I'm interested in it because I like sci-fi stuff, but like I need to see. You know, with Bethesda, I have to see because they can be a little rough sometimes.
Yeah. Agreed. I hope we get to see more like actual gameplay and stuff because I know we've talked about this before too. That like one of the like I guess criticisms we have about like the game about this game is that a lot of the times when we talk about it and bring it up here and then mention it, it's videos like this where it's like people talking about it instead of like actually showing us the game.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just we we want to see more, you know.
Yeah.
Hopefully we will. But
In this day and age, seeing is believing. When it comes to this stuff, at least. DT, I don't think there's any more gaming news, at least none that I saw. So if we want to move on to the
no,
TV
that's it.
news, let's
Yeah,
do it.
well, we can move on from that. Um, alrighty. So you ready for some TV news? Let's get
I
on to
am.
it then, friends. The God of War adaptation of PlayStation Studios' video game is getting an Amazon Prime Video series order. So Prime Video has given a series order to God of War based off the PlayStation video game, co-produced by Sony Pictures Television and Amazon Studios in association with PlayStation Productions. God of War will premiere on Prime Video in more than 240 countries and territories worldwide. The series has been in the works since March, when Deadline reported exclusively that Prime Video was in negotiations for the property, which I'm pretty sure we talked about as well here in the past. Written by Mark Fergus and Hawk Ostby, who did Iron Man and Children of Men, with Raph Judkins, The Wheel of Time, serving as a showrunner. The series follows Kratos, the god of war, who, after exiling himself from the blood soaked past in ancient Greece, hangs up his weapons forever in the Norse realm of Midgard. And so on with the story of of God of War 2018, which I was well, part of me was wondering if they were going to start off with the OG games,
Mm,
but at the same time, it makes sense that they would start off with the current
it
games, you know,
does.
like the 2018 one, you know, because
Yeah.
like if we're going back to a younger Kratos, dude, that would be a very different show than what they have planned here, because young Kratos was an absolute menace in multiple regards. So I think it makes sense for them to do an older,
Yeah.
Kratos in the
And it's what's
Norse
current, right? It's
version.
like it's what's like
Yeah,
hitting right now. So it just makes sense.
yeah. But yeah, if they ever did one, uh, off of like the older ones, man, that would be that'd be that again. That Kratos is an absolute monster. He's a menace.
They could always do a prequel
Multiple
series.
ways.
Like what
Yeah.
happened at the beginning type deal. It makes sense. This is the safer bet.
No, it does. Yeah, it is. It is. So yeah, it's officially announced now. Um, they're making it happen. I'm very curious about who the hell they're gonna cast as Kratos. Like, do you keep Christopher Judge, or do you go with somebody young? You know, I don't know how old he is, but maybe somebody younger. You know, or like I don't know. Like, who do you cast as the God of War? You know,
I don't know.
who is Kratos aside from Christopher Judge? Like I don't. You know what I mean?
Does
That
Christopher
that I don't
Judge do
know.
all the mocap for him too?
I'm pretty sure he does. Yeah.
Because I know sometimes they've had. I don't think that's necessarily true because they've had people that did the fucking stunt stuff, some of the not stunt stuff, some of the mocap for him that wasn't Christopher Judge. Like I know there was a wrestler that did some of it previously and stuff, but I'm sure Christopher Judge does do some of it. So if he does, I mean, I think he'd be the one to go with, right? Because and plus he knows the character, right? Like
Yeah.
you know, so I would go with Christopher Judge. I just don't know.
Yeah, I don't know who you would I don't know who you would cast. Like there isn't a name off the top of my head where it's like that's Kratos, you know what I mean? People have ideas of who they want, you know, but like I don't know who would be the guy, you know? And I was looking up his age, he's 58, so I don't know how, you know, depending on how many seasons of this show, you know, you want to do or whatever, but he's 58. So I don't yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Not sure who you get as the guy, but it'll be interesting to see who. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of speculation and a lot of talk over who should be Kratos, but yeah, I don't.
Um,
For
Christopher
me, I
Judge
have
did
no
not
idea.
do all the mocap stuff for Kratos. Like there is Shad Gaspard did some of it. I know for the original game, as well as some other actors did that as well. In addition to Christopher Judge, so which would be like you'd have stuntmen and stuff do the
Yeah,
complicated shit.
the more intensive stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I don't know who you would cast, but it's gonna be interesting. I love the God of War series, so I'm gonna be very curious to see who they cast for both Kratos and
Turns
Atreus.
out,
And
turns out I ain't gonna play the game. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'm obviously gonna play the game.
you got to get on that game, man.
And just watch the show. Same with Last of Us. No, it's two different experiences completely. I'm sure. And who knows what they'll cut out as well, because it's
Yeah. It's a big
playing a game's a lot
sizable
different
game.
than doing a show, right? Like
Yeah.
it's. I would still go with Christopher Judge. Like the voice is like the big thing, right? Because like everybody's used to his voice and stuff. Like
Yeah.
All
Which
right,
is
DT.
crazy because for the longest time I always had TC Carson as like Kratos in my head because he was the dude from the OG games.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Boy, but boy went everywhere, right? Like
Yeah, boy.
everywhere you hear that. So it's like that's what you're used to now, and like this generation is used to that now. Like
oh, absolutely, yeah.
I don't know. I think it'd be kind of nuts not to go with Judge if he wants to do it.
Oh,
That's the other
I'm
thing.
sure he does, man. I'm sure he does. Yeah, but again, he's like I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Good luck to them on trying to figure that out. I'll
Yeah,
say. Hopefully they
complicated.
get it right. Next up, we got some more Amazon news. This has to do with Henry Cavill's next play because, as we know, he is you know, not doing he's not gonna be busy with Superman stuff anymore.
Yeah.
So, which is a big fucking bummer. I'm a little salty about that, but just because I thought he was such a good Superman, and like he didn't really get I think it is of my opinion that he didn't get a fair shake at Superman after Man of Steel. Because that
I agree.
because how do you because this is gonna be a little bit of a rant, but how do you kill him off in the second movie of your universe in BVS? And then not only that, but the movie's called BVS, and you have more of a focus on Batman because you have to introduce the character in that same movie. And my whole thing with that is they rushed a lot of things with it,
They
and
did.
he didn't really get a fair shake at the character, I don't think, because after that he kind of just appeared sparingly in other stuff. And yeah, I don't know. I just that whole they really messed up with him on that, and now they're not bringing him back because they want to do a younger one and a younger Superman
You
and all
really
that.
got the
Which
short end here in the last few weeks, like really badly.
yeah, I sucks, man. It really does suck. Like I don't even give a shit that he's not coming back to The Witcher because I don't, you guys know my feelings on that show. I don't, I just saw a lot. I just thought it was funny how a lot of people are like, oh, now that he's not doing Superman anymore, is he coming back to The Witcher? Like that's
No,
not the reason why he left The Witcher. You guys know why he left The Witcher, right? Because he wasn't happy with the way that the story and they were everything where they were handling it. Like it's not because he was gonna be Superman that he's leaving The Witcher. Like actors can do two things at once. They don't have to.
we talked about that on the
So
show. It's like the
yeah,
creators of that show don't give a fuck about the Witcher lore. They just want to do their own thing. Which, if you want to do your own thing, that's fine. But make your own fucking thing. Don't take something that's a bunch of people are fans of and then ruin it by putting your shitty take on it because your take is shitty. Like Cavill was the only person that actually kind of fought for the actual Witcher stuff, right? Like, and then once he was gone, we all kind of lost interest in it. Like, yeah.
yeah,
Anyway,
yeah. So that's just a little rant on him. He's been kind of done a little dirty here with some of the stuff he's been in, but I am actually quite excited now that he's gonna have his own chance at doing at building up his own universe uh with Amazon. And what I mean by that is he's gonna be doing not only he's gonna be doing a Warhammer 40K series with Amazon. Uh and not only does he want to or not only does he want to do a show, but he wants to build a universe. And I think what what a better person to do this with. He's been working
he's
with
the
a few
man.
people, and they're joining up with Amazon to make it happen, man. So uh yeah. Uh last Wednesday he posted up an image talking about his the announcement with Warner Brothers and his talk with James Gunn and Peter Safran. And he also posted about working on starring in and executive producing a series adaptation of Warhammer 40K uh over with Amazon. Amazon has secured the rights to the tabletop game produced by Games Workshop after months of negotiations and fending off rival companies that also sought the rights. This is envisioned as a potential film and TV play. No writers or showrunners are attached. Vertigo Entertainment's Roy Lee and Natalie Viscuso teamed up with Cavill to secure the rights and deliver them to Amazon. Vertigo will executive produce with Cavill and GAW's Andy Smiley and Max Bottrill along with Amazon Studios. Uh, it's great news, and we're absolutely thrilled. We're working with the fantastic Triumphant and Henry Vertigo and Amazon. Henry's well-known love for Warhammer 40K and his passion as a world builder and storyteller will serve us all well in the coming years. Finally, Warhammer will make it to the screen as fans have hoped and as they deserve. Exciting times, says Smiley. Um, so yeah, that's pretty cool. I think there's no better dude to start up a Amazon or a Warhammer series or franchise or universe in film and TV than Henry. So I'm happy for him. He's finally getting to do something that I think he wants to do. And again, he's going to be doing a not only a show, probably a movie and or movies and maybe an entire universe. So I'm happy for him. You know, after getting done a little dirty here the past, number of years here, he's finally gonna get to do some things he wants to do. And he got left out of one universe, and now he's gonna build his own. So I'm happy
He's
for the
like,
guy,
listen,
man.
he's taking
We
his
love Henry
destiny by
Cavill
his
around
own
here.
hands. His own hands. I respect that. Like, he's the one that like was like, I want to do this. He got a group together and he's like, let's get the rights to this. We'll do a fucking show. We'll do a fucking movie and fuck everybody else, right? It's like, yes, Henry. Yes. He's the perfect person to do this because he's a fan, right? Like, and like, he was the best part of The Witcher, and he wasn't even like in the best parts of the Witcher series show, I should say, specifically, is like him being respectful to that lore and fighting for it. So and people have wanted a 40K anything for a long time. Like, and I love Warhammer 40K. I don't play the mini games or anything like that, but I play the video games and stuff. And I've watched the YouTube shorts where people make their own little videos and like Airstart. Oh God, I can't talk. Astartes, like the YouTube shorts, shows, mini series, Jesus, and stuff like that. So it's I'm really looking forward to this, man. Like he knows what he wants. He's gonna be, he's gonna be calling some shots here, and is like, if I'm gonna be part of a franchise, I want to be at the tippy top of it, so I can't get fucked over again. I don't know if that's how he feels, but it feels like he's gonna be the one at the tippy top that'll be calling some shots. So, it's what's interesting is how fucking fast it happened, right? Like, it was immediately like, I'm not gonna be Superman. I'm not gonna be Geralt. I'll be fucking the god. I'll be the God Emperor in Warhammer 40K then, or the Space Marine in 40K, or whatever. I'm gonna build a franchise.
They've just, like I said, it's been in the works for a long time. But yeah, like the timing of all that, it worked out, I think, pretty good. It's like, all right, I'm not doing Superman anymore. Well, guess what I've been working on the past, how much time. I'm making my own fucking universe. It's gonna be Warhammer, so forget all you. Yeah,
It'll be interesting.
That's cool. I'm gonna be very intrigued by that and see what they do. So,
and it's gonna be very expensive, but it's gonna be cool. It's gonna make a bunch of money though too at the same time. All right, DT, what's next?
All right, so moving on, we got a trailer. We got a Red Band trailer, another Amazon property. This one is The Legend of Vox Machina Season 2. I have not seen this, so this is my first time watching it.
I watched it.
So let's check it out. It's a 2-minute trailer. When you're ready, Josh.
I'm ready, sir.
3, 2, 1, let's go.
Gods above us. Dragons attacking together.
It's like the end of the world.
And what exactly is the plan against 4 dragons?
4 dragons?
Fuck!
Damn.
Shit!
By X.
This is gonna be fun. I am very flammable! How about we get a drink?
I hope you fall into lava, asshat!
Oh, that's a new record. Usually takes us 10 minutes to get kicked out of a palace.
Vox Machina. These weapons were created to strike down the gods. Find them to defeat the dragons.
I got a beard!
We pissed it off!
We don't have that effect on people.
We're trying to save the world! Look out!
You are super fucked up.
What the fuck?
That's new.
Oh hell no! No!
We need to get
Not the
inside
balls.
this dragon.
Anything but the ball.
No way.
The other way.
Oh, God.
The Legend of Vox Machina premieres January 20th.
January
only
20th,
on
another
Prime
show
Video.
coming up.
Balls are
So
ice
soon.
cubes. What are you...
Don't you worry, Uncle Grumpy's gonna keep you warm.
This is actually kind of cozy.
Bounce, we go.
All right, so my question to you, Josh, is after watching that little trailer there, I know you watched Critical Role, so
Mhm.
so seeing this trailer, can you tell like what like do you remember like things from the Critical Role that you
I
see here
do.
in this trailer that you're like, oh, I see where they're going and you know where we're at and all that.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of that's so I stopped watching at a certain point of the first campaign. So I haven't completed the first campaign. But this second season is gonna be like I know everything that happens up to a point. So and there's a lot in this trailer that's like, yep, I know that. Yep, I know that voice. Yep, I recognize that character. Yep, I recognize this. Um Grog growing his beard. I recognize that. Like he puts on a belt of dwarven strength, and then you have a chance to grow a beard every day. When you put those on, or you roll in fucking D&D, and since he's oh my god, why am I fucking forgetting what they're fucking called? Why is my brain not working? His ancestry, I don't think can grow hair. So like him growing a beard magically is like such a big deal for Travis. A Goliath. That's what it is. He's a Goliath, and Goliaths I don't think grow hair.
Okay.
Exactly. So him having a beard was like such a big deal for him in the game. I remember that, and it's so
Gotcha.
funny seeing this in the trailer. It looks fun. Yeah, we watched the first season. You watched the first season too, right, DT?
Yeah,
Of
I
the
watched
show?
the first season of Vox Machina. Yeah, of
Yeah,
the
I'm
show,
trying to
on
remember
Amazon.
who everybody watched.
No, yeah,
It was a
I
while
watched
ago.
it. Yeah.
And I had a good time with it. It was funny at times, heartfelt at times, and it's just a good time. And it's really cool to see like here's this crew of D&D voice actors that started playing a game on tabletop, and now it's a TV show on Amazon. It's just fucking nuts, especially if you've been watching from like the start. And like Critical Role has a ton of like stories they could tell. Like this is still just the first campaign. They have a whole second campaign and are doing a third campaign right now. So it's like this series could go on forever as long as it keeps getting viewers, and I would love to see that second campaign too. But yeah, it looks cool. I can't wait to check it out when it drops next in like a month, I guess.
Yeah, very soon, a month away. Yeah, I just watching as somebody who never watched Critical Role or anything like that, so I'm just enjoying the ride that we go on with the animated show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's pretty fun. Yeah. Moving on from that, uh, we have the Pokemon anime bidding farewell to Ash. The reveal of a new series. Uh, After 25 years, the latest season of the Pokemon anime finally saw protagonist Ash Ketchum finally achieve his dream of becoming a Pokemon world champion. Now that he's reached the top of the mountain, the series is giving a new young hero or giving the young hero his last hurrah before kicking off a fresh adventure, starting a new cast of characters. Pokemon Company announced that beginning January 13th in Japan, Ash and Pikachu's final chapter begins. It consists of 11 special episodes serving as a grand send-off celebrating the duo's achievements. It features some familiar faces from Ash's past, including Misty and Brock. Sometime later in the year, the new yet-to-be-titled animated series in Scarlet Violet's Polya region kicks off. It stars two young trainers, Liko and Roy, joined by the three starters of that region, Sprigatito, Fukoko, and Quaxley. So yeah, let's check this trailer out real quick, and then we'll talk about a little bit about this news in general here.
Oh, this is
So
gonna be the best thumbnail. It's Pikachu's butt. Right
Yep,
here.
Pikachu's ass. All right, ready? We'll start it when you're ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Bunch of Pikachus.
次回ポケットモンスター遥かなる青い空を放送。サトシとピカチュウのいつもの特別な一日を描くスペシャルエピソード。
The future of Pokemon unfolds. An important announcement. Da, 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 da.
たくさんのバトル、
Da,
た
da.
くさん
Ba,
の
ba,
ワク
ba,
ワクと
ba.
感動のサトシとピカチュウの物語。
チャンピオンになった今、君はどこまでポケモンマスターに近づけたのかな？
Fuck you, Gary.
すべての冒険は見果てぬ夢ポケモンマスターになるため。サトシとピカチュウの物語最終章、ポケットモンスター目指せポケモンマスター、2023年1月13日から全11話放送開始。
Special announcement. Across the wide world, a brand new dream and adventure is about to begin. That shiny Rayquaza. So there it is. So after what, 25 years, the main character, Ash, well, some of the main crew, Ash, Pikachu, Misty, Brock, all the OGs that we know and love from classic Pokemon, their time is coming up. So I'll just say that for me, as somebody who like was kind of grew up with Pokemon when it was first coming out, I mean I haven't seen the anime in years, so like it's not like I've kept
Same.
up with it. But so this doesn't really like it doesn't really like I'm not like some people where they're like freaking out or like going crazy over this, but like it's it gives you a little bit of nostalgia uh seeing some of that, right? Like seeing Ash and Pikachu and the OG like for season 1 of the anime and all that stuff, but also like again, like I was saying, I haven't watched the anime in years. Like, you know, after 25 years, the 10-year-old Ash Ketchum or however old he's supposed to be finally wins. They finally made him, got him to get the dub. He got it done. So like it's still like whenever for me, whenever I think of Pokemon, I'm gonna think of Ash and Pikachu. Like that's always gonna be it for me. But I think it makes sense after all this time to kind of be like, all right, Ash has had his due, and everybody who grew up with Ash and all that is kind of older now, and it's like most things, you gotta pass it on to the next generation, man. So
Yeah.
it's just passing of the torch, and I think it just it makes a lot of sense,
And in 5
especially with
years,
the new game and all that. Yeah.
and in 5 years, they'll give us that gritty reboot with old ass Ash and old ass Pikachu out there just taking heads. Like we'll get. I'm getting joking.
Are they finally gonna make him age though? Because he's been like 10 for 25 years or however old he is, man.
Oh, he's gonna be old and grizzled and have a beard. And he's gonna be scarred up, and it's gonna be the Pokemon Wars. It's gonna be Warhammer
And then
40K, but Pokemon.
Somebody's gonna walk up to him with a Pokeball, and he's gonna turn around, drop his hood, and throw the Pokeball into the ocean, right?
Oh, goodness gracious! It is. Look, it's so weird to see something you watched when you were a kid. Like seriously, I'm in my 30s now. I remember watching Pokemon growing up.
Yeah, dude.
And it's like it was always Ash and Pikachu, and it's been Ash and Pikachu for a very, very, very long time. And I got older, and he stayed the same. And I never, there was a time where I stopped, and I stopped watching, just the same as UDT. It's like there was a time where we said goodbye to that.
Kind of drop off. Yeah.
But he finally got his due. He finally won, and you know what it is when you win? Nobody wants to watch you anymore, so they just change it up. I guess.
I guess once you reach the
I'm
top,
joking,
what
obviously.
more is there for you to do?
I used to, even when I was a young kid, I would always get frustrated. It's like, they don't ever let Ash win. And they didn't let him win for 25 fucking years. And he finally got to win one. And now he's going to retire. Uh, but, uh, but yeah, there is like a small part of me inside, the child inside my heart, that's like, oh, Ash got his due and he's going to retire.
Yep.
So that's cool, and it's cool to hand it off to the next gen, and I hope that it maintains the popularity that it is. Because I mean, I like Pokemon. I like playing the games and stuff. Haven't watched the anime in years, but I always like the Pokemon games, and it's such a gigantic franchise from childhood, right? Like,
Yeah.
I hope it maintains that momentum and stuff. So
Yeah, no, for sure. So yeah, just paying respect to Ash and Pikachu and the OG Pokemon that we grew up with, and like I said, they're passing the torch, man. They're handing it off to a new generation. It's for the kids now.
yep, yep. What's the next, DT?
Next up, which is the final thing here we have a new uh Disney Plus trailer for 2023 that dropped, I want to say today.
I think it was today. I haven't seen it.
That dropped today in the morning. I haven't seen it either, so we're gonna check out what they have. But apparently, there's like sneak peeks or like not sneak peeks, but like quick shots of Loki season 2 and Ahsoka. So let's see
Yeah,
what they got. When you're ready, it's a quick 30-second thing, so it's probably gonna be like really quick glimpses of stuff. So
I'm ready.
let's play it in 3, 2, 1, go.
You ready for an adventure?
2023 on Disney Plus. It's going to be quite a year. New
Yeah.
stories,
This is just the beginning.
definitely. New faces,
Peter Pan?
Were you expecting someone else?
and some familiar ones too.
Hang on.
Hell
Like
yeah.
this handsome fellow.
A little over the top, don't you think?
There's only one place that's home to all of this and so much more. Disney Plus.
Man, next year's gonna be cool, man. We got
Yeah, it is.
some dope stuff coming out, man. Like out of that list, I mean, obviously Wakanda Forever's coming. I can't wait to rewatch that. I'm super excited for Ahsoka. Obviously, Secret Invasion. I even know they were making a new Peter Pan and Wendy, but I don't
I
really
didn't know
have
that
too much
either.
interest in that. Mandalorian season 3, one of my most anticipated things coming up. I can't wait to watch season 3. We don't have to wait too long for that. Loki season 2 is gonna be quite intriguing. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. We got a lot of good stuff coming next year, man, and a lot of it's coming from Disney Plus. So I'm very, very excited about that for sure. And as I imagined, very quick glimpses of stuff. So 30 seconds, you can't really show too much. But yeah, this did drop earlier today, over on Disney Plus YouTube channel, and yeah, it's just streaming in 2023 for Disney Plus. Cool stuff. Yeah, very, very cool. But that is all we got for the TV news. Anything you want to add into that, Josh, that we just saw? And what's your most anticipated Disney Plus thing next year? If you
Next
got one.
season of Mando, easily. Like
Yeah.
that's I'm really excited for Mando.
Yeah, I'm probably in agreement on that. I love The Mandalorian. I love season 1, season 2. Can't wait for season 3, especially after watching that trailer at Star Wars Celebration on a big ass fucking screen. I cannot wait. I love these characters and I want to see the stories continue. And yeah, I'm so excited. There's so much good stuff coming. Obviously looking forward to Bad Batch and all the other stuff coming, but man, Mando season 3, yeah, it's on another level for me. So
Hmm.
but yeah, that's all we got for the TV news. So if
Let's
you
hit
wanna
that movie
move
news
on,
then.
do the movie news. Let's go
I
ahead and do
swapped
that,
our text over.
my friend. Alrighty then. Cool. All right. First thing we got here is we have a film adaptation in the works from Kojima Productions of Death Stranding. So another big video games getting the big screen treatment. Hideo Kojima's action game Death Stranding. Kojima Productions has partnered with Alex Leibovitch's Hammerstone Studios to develop and produce the film based on the 2019 game from Kojima. It'll be the first feature from Kojima Productions, and it will introduce new elements and characters into the Death Stranding world. I couldn't be more excited about this new partnership with Hammerstone Studios, said Kojima. This is a pivotal moment for the franchise, and I'm really looking forward to collaborating with them and bringing Death Stranding to the big screen. Um, it had an all-star cast with Norman Reedus, Matt Mikkelsen, Lea Seydoux, Guillermo del Toro, and Margaret Qualley. We're thrilled and honored to have this opportunity to partner with the brilliant and iconic Hideo Kojima on his first film adaptation, said Leibovitch, who executive produced this year's horror hit Barbarian. Unlike uh, other big budget temple video game adaptations, this will be something far more intimate and grounded. Our goal is to redefine what video game adaptation could be when you have creative and artistic freedom. This film will be an authentic Hideo Kojima production. I think this makes sense because it feels like Kojima wants to make movies instead of video games a lot of the time anyway, with some of the weird shit he'd be coming up with. So I think this makes a lot of sense. I personally am not a fan of Death Stranding. I didn't play the game, but it just didn't look like my kind of thing. So I don't really, uh, you know, it's not really for me. So I don't even know if I'll check it out. Although I will say, I'm more likely to watch the show or the movie than play the game. So maybe I'll just watch the movie instead of playing the game.
Yeah.
Because yeah, honestly, out of those two, definitely more likely to watch the movie than play the game. And then another thing I wonder is, are they going to keep the same cast? Because I just mentioned all those names. Like, surely you got to keep the same cast, right? For the
I'd
movie.
imagine, right?
Because like, here's a Death Stranding movie with Norman Reedus, and he's not gonna be in the movie, or Lea Seydoux not gonna be in it, or these are like legit actors that you could like.
Yeah.
They're literally playing these characters, so you got to keep them.
That's the thing
I
with
think,
Kojima. He always wanted to do movies. He didn't want to do video games. He wanted to do movies.
Yeah.
So I guess he's gonna get to do a movie now.
Yeah, he's finally gonna get to do that.
We'll see. Interesting. Although I thought they already made this movie. I thought it was The Postman, but I guess we're gonna see Death Stranding instead.
Postman, bruh.
Starring Kevin Costner.
This is gonna be a lot weirder, man. You know that.
Anything Kojima touches is weird.
I know. That's what I'm saying. But weirder than The Postman, though, is what I meant.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Man you know how we piss excellence? That man pisses weirdness. Like it's gonna be so strange.
Bro. Oh man.
Anyway, let's move on.
Moving on to the next thing. We have a trailer for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, official trailer. I reacted to this on my YouTube channel, so if you guys want to check it out, go check it out so you can see my initial thoughts on it. I definitely wanted to check this out as soon as possible, and I did. So definitely go check it out so you can see my thoughts on that. But we're gonna check it out here because I don't know if Josh.
I have seen it. I didn't react to it.
Okay, you've seen it, but you didn't. Okay,
also,
cool. Gotcha.
Do you have the same problem I do, where you see across the and your brain goes stars? Because my brain immediately goes across the star.
It's a good song, man. It's a good theme.
It's not that though. It's Across the Spider-Verse. But every time I hear it, my brain goes across the star. No, that's not it.
Anyway,
okay.
let's play on 3, 2, 1, go.
If they're gonna,
I can hear you being quiet, Mom.
I am.
Can't wait for this movie, man.
Game, man.
No one my age.
I'm gonna see this one in theaters. I didn't see the last one in theaters.
It's
Same.
Just hard to see my little man not being my little boy all the time.
It was a mistake.
Yeah.
Indeed.
For years I've been taking care of this.
Maybe they'll do a double feature. That'd be cool.
That would be pretty cool. Nigga Stan the man.
making sure he is loved, that he feels like he belongs wherever he wants to be. He wants to go out into the world and do great big things.
Not bad, kid.
And what I worry about most
I love you, Miles.
is they won't look out for you like us.
Miles!
Want to get out of here? Wherever you go from here, you have to promise to take care of that little boy for me. Make sure he never forgets where he came from. And he never doubts that he is loved. And he never lets anyone tell him that he doesn't belong there. You gotta promise, Miles.
I promise.
Yeah, boy.
Who do you think you are? Really?
We are supposed to be the good guys.
We are.
So yeah, there it is. I think that looks awesome. I love the animation style. Obviously, I'm excited to see Miguel O'Hara and the rest of the Spider people. There's a couple of like little cameos and Easter eggs if you notice there. Like I remember, I know I saw the Insomniac Spider-Man in there, the the PS4
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man in there, and along with some other ones, and that's always one of the things I'm like looking forward to is like, oh, which Spider-Man or which Spider-Man are gonna be in this one, It's yeah, it's cool, good stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Um, Next up, we got some DC news back to back here. First thing we'll talk about is Patty Jenkins and Wonder Woman 3. So there was a lot of talk of like the issues that Wonder Woman 3 has had and also like what's going on with Rogue Squadron. And she put out a image on Twitter kind of talking about like, sharing her side of the story about all that. So um uh what's going on, like her point of view. So I'm gonna go ahead and read that. So let's see what
Go
she
ahead.
says. So she says, sigh. I'm not one to talk about private career matters, but I will not allow inaccuracies to continue. Here are the facts. I originally left Rogue Squadron after a long and productive development process when it became clear it couldn't happen soon enough, and I did not want to delay a Wonder Woman 3 any further. When I did, Lucasfilm asked me to consider coming back to Rogue Squadron after Wonder Woman 3, which I was honored to do, so I agreed. They made a new deal with me. In fact, I am still on it, and that project has been in active development ever since. I don't know if it'll ever happen or not. We never do until the development process is complete, but I look forward to its potential ahead. When there started being backlash about Wonder Woman 3 not happening, the attractive clickbait false story that it was me that killed it or walked away started to spread. This is simply not true. I never walked away. I was open to considering anything asked of me. It was my understanding that there was nothing I could do to move anything forward at this time. DC is obviously buried in changes they are having to make, so I understand these decisions are difficult right now. I do not want what has been a beautiful journey with Wonder Woman to land on a negative note. I have loved and been so honored to be the person who got to make these last two Wonder Woman films. She is an incredible character. Living in and around her values makes one a better person every day. I wish her and her legacy an amazing future ahead with or without me. Walking side by side with Linda Carter, an absolute legend and beacon of goodness and light has been a thrill. I've learned so much from her and will cherish her as a friend and mentor always. My crew has been like a family and fought every day to give the world the best films they could. And Gal Gadot, where do I even begin? Gal's the greatest gift I've received in this whole journey. A cherished friend, inspiration, and sister. There are no words I can use to convey how magical she is. She's the walking
Oh, we lost your mic, Daniel,
millions of moments.
for a
What?
second there. I lost your mic for a second there, but you're back now.
Oh, weird.
It was weird. Yeah, I don't know why.
Okay.
That was strange.
Okay.
But you're back.
Uh, there are no words I can use to convey how magical she is. She is the walking embodiment of Wonder Woman in real life and a better person than the world can imagine. Never once in the millions of moments I have spent with her did I see anything less. She is a gift to the world and even more so to me. Lastly, but more importantly, thank you, the incredible Wonder Woman fans, and all for your love and support. Wonder Woman fans are often not the most visible in the media and online, but I want you to know that we have always been celebrated you and your importance. You're the first and foremost in our minds every day. We made the last two films. You're the best and most loving people, and I look forward to always celebrating you. Thank you all for this wonderful journey. Keep up the Wonder Woman spirit. Any day that you face struggles, try asking, what would Wonder Woman do? I hope her beacon of love, truth, and justice is always there to lead the way for you as she has done for me. So that is her like statement message she put out on Twitter, kind of addressing some of the rumors and kind of stuff going on right now. Um, so yeah, we'll see what ends up happening. I definitely want her to do both of these movies. So I hope she gets the chance to, you know, make them both happen. I wasn't a fan of Wonder Woman 2, which was what, 84, Wonder Woman 84. I wasn't the biggest fan of that one, but I hope that she gets an opportunity to kind of go back to kind of more of the first movie, and kind of at least wrap up the trilogy, and make it happen because I know they want to do it, and it's a thing that was been in the works for a while now. And below her tweet, I know James Gunn actually replied, and he says, "I can at least attest that all of Peter and my interactions with you were only pleasant and professional." So we'll see what ends up happening. Obviously DC is in a bit of a flux right now with a lot of things happening and changing, and you know, uh, and all that. But I hope she, gets to change at least complete the trilogy with that, and then obviously I want her to do Rogue Squadron because I want that. That'll be I'm very intrigued by that ever since it was announced. So I hope she gets to do that. And I think it's cool that Lucasfilm has kind of worked with her to kind of be like, all right, you want to do Wonder Woman, we'll do that first, and then after you're done with that, come and do Rogue Squadron. So, but as I said, it's all kind of all over the place right now. But I am glad that Rogue Squadron is kind of still happening because I think it was a while back we were talking about like how it was kind of like put on hold indefinitely or whatever. So I'm glad that that's still happening. Um, yeah, and I hope, like I said, I hope she gets to do both of these things. So
Yeah, we'll see. There's a lot going on right now. So we'll see, I guess.
sure is. Moving on to other DC news, however, uh, we kind of touched on it a little bit earlier with the Warhammer news, but James Gunn is writing a new Superman film. Henry Cavill will not return, but eyed to play a different DC character. So James Gunn announced that he's writing a new film about Superman, without Henry Cavill. He says, Peter and I have a DC slate ready to go, which couldn't be more over the moon about. We'll be able to share some exciting information about our first projects at the beginning of the new year. The director turned label chief tweeted last Wednesday. Among those on the slate is Superman. In the initial stages, our story will be focusing on an earlier part of Superman's life, so the character will not be played by Henry Cavill. But we just had a great meeting with Henry, and we're big fans, so we talked about a number of exciting possibilities to work together in the future. Um, they Gunn and Peter Safran met Cavill, and are all kind of wondering what they could, what other character they could bring him in, to work with together in the future. But it's not gonna be Superman. And obviously, he put out a message on his Instagram, which reads, "I have just had a meeting with James Gunn and Peter Safran, and it's sad news, everyone. I will, after all, not be returning as Superman. After being told by the studio to announce my return back in October, prior to their hire, this news isn't the easiest, but that's life. The changing of the guard is something that happens. I respect that. James and Peter have a universe to build. I wish them and all involved the new universe the best of luck, and the happiest of fortunes. For those who have been by my side through the years, we can mourn for a bit. Then we must remember, Superman is still around. Everything he stands for still exists, and the examples he sets for us are still there. It might turn to where the cape has passed, but what Superman stands for never will. It's been a fun ride with you all, onwards and upwards." So obviously, sad news. I kind of mentioned my thoughts on that a bit earlier. Um, and yeah, I think it sucks. I think it's a damn shame. Um, but it is what it is. He is I think he has the right attitude and mindset about it, you know?
Mhm.
And like I said, I'm happy for him that we know that now he's doing Warhammer, so he's doing something else. But what a shame, dude, because I feel like he should have been allowed to keep doing Superman, man. Like it really is a shame, I think, that he's not getting allowed to do more of that. But like you said, they're building up a new universe. James and Peter are kind of resetting, and yeah, we're just gonna it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different now. We're getting kind of a full reset, and part of me, I think part of that, as a DC fan, part of me is like, all right, we kind of need a bit of a reset.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I think I've touched on this before. I don't know if it was on here or wherever, but I'm gonna say it again just in case. I think that there are elements that you can keep from the old universe and incorporate into the new one. You can, like, with Flashpoint and stuff like that, you can kind of make it, you know, make certain actors and characters stay the same. But that's doesn't seem like that's what they want to do. And it's just a shame, man, because I was touching on it a little bit earlier that, like, I feel like Henry didn't really get a good shot at Superman apart from Man of Steel, and even then, Man of Steel is kind of a different Superman anyway. Like, that's a Superman where he is, like, learning how to, you know, deal with having to like become Superman. He isn't like the Superman that we all know and love and enjoy as a character. Like, he had to get to that point, and that wasn't in the first movie. And then after that, I feel like never got a chance to do that. Like, yeah, he was in, like, some movies here and there. Yeah, he was in, you know, uh, Justice League, the Snyder Cut, and all that, and that was cool. But, like, I don't think he ever, like, we should have got a Man of Steel 2 like forever ago, and
Yeah.
we never got that. And we never got that. Yeah, he was in BVS, but you make the second movie of your universe a movie where you kill off Superman, and then not only that, but the majority of the movies mainly focus on Batman because you have to introduce the character and all of that. So I feel like that the DCEU was just poorly constructed and poorly planned out. And I know there's a lot of Snyder heads out there that are, like, salty and mad and all that or whatever. Listen, I like some of those movies, but you have to admit that they were poorly planned and in some ways poorly executed. Because, like, I like Zack Snyder, but I think it's kind of ridiculous that all his like for him to have a good movie, it has to be like an extended version or like the director's cut or like, some kind of longer like why can't he just make a good movie, you know, from the start? Like why do we need to add more to something, you know? But that's a whole other conversation. And I'm just bummed out, man, about him not being Superman anymore because I liked him as Superman and I want him to continue as Superman and it wasn't that long ago that we got news that he would be returning back, right? Right? Like he literally made an Instagram post
Hmm.
after Black Adam that he was going to be coming back. And then now with the changing of the guard, as you said, with James and Peter coming up with their plan, they're not going forward with it. So it's kind of shitty, man. It is really shitty.
Yeah, it's it's rough because I also like Henry. We all like Henry. I like Henry as Superman, and I'm kind of like you. We should have had Man of Steel 2 fucking forever ago, but they were just
We should have.
they had no plan, or the plan they had just was shit. Like
It didn't work. The thing
yeah.
was they tried to catch up to the MCU really quickly by adding so many characters in such a short amount of time. But the thing that makes that made the MCU work is like they had years and years of building that shit up to the point where we got to the Avengers and all that other stuff. They they had they introduced Wonder Woman and Batman in the same movie, and they killed no. So they brought in Lex, Batman, Wonder Woman, Doomsday, and killed Superman all in the second movie of their universe. That is insane, dude. That is insane. Like, why did they think that was gonna be a good idea? But going back to Man of Steel 2, fucking Man of Steel came out in 2013. So next year it'll be 10 years since Man of Steel came out. And they never did a second one. What they should have done if they were smart is they would have done a Man of Steel 2 and a solo Batman movie with Ben Affleck. And then, they did end up doing Wonder Woman, which, obviously is one of the best DCEU movies. So they did Wonder Woman, but then you would have had like a Man of Steel 2 and then a solo Batfleck movie. And then you could have like, in just introduce some of these other characters in some of these other movies, and then you could have done BVS or honestly BVS should have been done like down the line even further than that, I think. But they tried to do too much in one thing, and we know how superhero movies are when they try to do too much in one thing. I mean, just look at the Amazing Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man 3 or like, some of these other movies that are just not as good when they try to do too much in one thing. But yeah, I'm just again, I'm a little disappointed. We are gonna have a mourning period over this. I think a lot of us that were Henry Cavill Superman fans, but it is what it is, man. We move upward and onwards, as he said, and I hope that the new plan is a good one because we're gonna be resetting basically, and I wonder who they're gonna cast as Superman, and don't get me wrong, I always wish for the best for whoever's next. But I like Henry a lot as Superman, so it's gonna be a bit of a bummer to not have him around anymore. But
Yeah.
again, I am a DC fan, so I am gonna be uh hopeful, and I am gonna be hoping. Well, I mean, I already said that, but I'm just gonna be wishing and hoping and just you know really wanting the best for DC going forward because it's been a rough 10 years as a DC fan, man.
Hmm.
Like 10 years ago, we had The Dark Knight Rises, which was a good movie, and that ended the Nolan Batman verse. And then we got and then 2013 next started the stuff that we've been having up until now. So we're gonna be changing it up now. So I really want them to succeed and do well and make actual good stories with and good movies with the characters that we love and enjoy. And yeah, I hope they they can get it right this time because I think DC's been slacking for a long time and they need to pick it up. So
Yeah.
hopefully they can make it happen.
They're the way they have it, like in the new Superman, they're like, we're gonna go with a younger version. Okay, that's cool. Like, recruit some of those young Cobra Kai stars, bro. Like, they got the martial arts. Get some of them in some of this new DC stuff you're gonna be putting out. You know what I'm saying? Like, we
Yeah, I
already
mean
gonna get
we already got Cholo in the
yeah.
Vito, so I'm
If
excited.
you're gonna go younger, and you're gonna do this anyway, regardless of what I think of it, get some of those young future stars from Cobra Kai, man. You know, I'll fight for them to get some jobs because they're pretty fucking cool. In Cobra Kai, so hell yeah.
I'm curious with him saying that they want to go with a younger Superman. I'm curious how young they're gonna go. You know,
I'm
because
same. I was also
that'll
wondering
probably
about that.
because that'll determine like how who you cast and all that. But yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see. I think, um, because yeah, that's definitely gonna be um like curious because I don't know. They also said, or James Gunn said that he's going to be they're gonna be able to share more news on their slate and their plan and all that early next year. So I'm hoping that'll be sooner rather than later. I mean, hopefully, like maybe next month is what I mean by that. Um, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm very curious about what they have planned though. So yeah,
Okay, what's next?
but we got a couple things here. The next thing we should do is we're going to be switching gears from DC over to Marvel real quick, and that is that Donald Glover is going to star in, produce uh, a Spider-Man movie based on a villain, Hypno Hypno Hustler. Um, so for the longest time, people have wanted Donald Glover to be like Miles Morales or whatever, but he's uh he's gonna be doing playing the villain Hypno Hustler instead. Uh, Miles Murphy, the son of actor and comedian Eddie Murphy, is on board to write the project, which has no title, but is said to revolve around the Hypno Hustler, one of the most obscure Spider-Man villains. Uh, Created by Bill Mantlo, the writer who also created Rocket Raccoon, and artist Frank Springer, Hypno Hustler was very much a product of disco music scene when he first appeared in Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man number 24 in 1978. His real name was Antoine Delsoin, the leader of a band called the Mercy Killers, and he used hypnosis technology in his instruments and on his audience in order to rob them. Uh, Hypno Hustler is not considered one of Spider-Man's top villains. In fact, he regularly shows up on the worst supervillain lists. But sources say Glover sparked it, to the musical aspect of the character and the fact that he has less Marvel canon baggage, freeing him to broader interpretations. The project could be anything from a disco period piece to a reimagined modern hip hop version, or even a cyberpunk feature play. Adding to the spark was Murphy's take, the details of which are being kept under wraps for now. So honestly, I wasn't too hearing this. I'm like, why are they doing this? But like, I think Donald Glover brings up a good point when talking about this. Like, this is a shitty villain character that has like nobody really cares about, right? So you could flip this character and from something that nobody knows or cares about really into something that could be pretty. Depending on how they do it, could actually be pretty neat. So I think that's a good way to look at something. Um, and yeah, I'll be, I don't, I, we'll see what they end up doing, man. But it's gonna be definitely a part of the Spider-Man universe of stuff. So we'll see what ends up happening. But I think that he has the right like set of mind or mind frame on this. Turn
Mhm.
turn turn something turn nothing into something. You know what I mean? Is basically the idea here, and I like that you could go and you could make it a period piece or a modern day thing or a future type of thing. So you could do it kind of whichever way you want, which I think is cool, right? He's not really a big character, so you can kind of do really whatever you want, and nobody will really care. So I think that aspect is cool. But what do you think, Josh, of this?
I'm on the end of this sounds really fucking stupid, but it's fine. It's whatever. Like he could do whatever he wants
Yeah.
with it, and he's got the right mindset for it. But it's not just him
Yeah.
necessarily is the thing. It's like it'll be other people that want to make money off of it. And I don't know. It's a wait and see, And my first gut reaction is this sounds fucking stupid, but that's my gut reaction, right?
Yeah.
It's a wait and see for me. Like of all the obscure things, the Hypno Hustler, like,
Yep.
like it just sounds so ridiculous and dumb. But
It's your boy, the Hypno Hustler.
like I'm not trying to be rude. Like Donald Glover is a great actor. I like him in things. He's awesome. But this is just like this is one of those things that's so obscure. I'm just like my gut reaction is this sounds dumb. But we'll just have to wait and see.
I mean, here's the thing: Sony doesn't have a lot of characters to choose from that are like well known, and they want to keep building up that Spider-Man universe, right? I mean, they got Morbius already. They got they're working on what's his name with Aaron Taylor Johnson, Craven. You gotta start digging shit up, right? You gotta start working on some of these other characters that nobody cares about, and maybe if you put a different spin and take on it, you can maybe make it like decent or good. The hope is to make it good, right?
Well,
but
let me tell you, they're really hitting home runs right now.
I know, but still, they're trying, man. They're trying. So good for them, I guess. But yeah,
I don't have a lot
We'll
of
see
nice
what
things to
happens.
say about it. We can move on.
So to end off our news here for today, we got 3 trailers to watch.
Okay, I don't think I've seen any of these. So
I haven't seen any of these either. I was gonna react to one of them, but like I said earlier in the notes or in the what we've been up to is that my computer has been fucking up, so I had to replace my power supply, so I haven't been able to watch that. But we're gonna watch Scream 6 first. It's a minute-long trailer. We're gonna check that out, and then we're gonna watch Barbie and Oppenheimer. Those are the next ones gonna be coming up. So let's check it out. Scream 6 teaser trailer. Haven't seen this yet. 3, 2, 1, go. Spyglass Media Group. In a city of millions. So
watching
we know
a
they're in New York now.
franchise that won't die. Hey, it's your boy. Oh God, what's his name? It's Pug from She-Hulk. I saw him for a second.
Scream 6. Also, yeah, you're totally right. That was him, Josh. He's at like the 27-second mark.
Hey, I was like, I thought I saw him. I was like, I know that face. Prometheus.
Yep.
Pug.
That's him, all right. Yep. Cool. I watched the last movie, Scream 5, and it was fine. It was like, you know what you're getting with these Scream movies, So it's, yeah. All right, that's Scream 6. Let's check out Barbie, which I'm very curious about this because the cast seems pretty good, and I don't know what kind of vibe or whatever they're going with here. So we're about to find out. We are
This is gonna be
about to
fun.
find out, ladies and gents.
Super interested in it.
Yeah. I'm like really. I was gonna react to this, but my computer was fucking up, so I couldn't do it.
We're gonna get it now.
But Well, let's check it out. Ready? 3, 2, and 1. Play. This is a minute 14, by the way.
Since the beginning of time, since the first little girl ever existed, there have been dolls. But the dolls were always and forever baby dolls. Until...
From director Greta Gerwig. Damn, bye-bye, baby. Look at Simu Leo, dude.
Oh god, this comes out on my birthday.
Oh, does it? Oh wow. Man, so they have like they have a very tiny amount of the actual movie in this. But wow, it looks colorful as shit. And wow, okay.
That was funny.
Yeah. All right. Well, wasn't a lot to go off of, but that was pretty funny, yeah. We shall see what happened. I mean, that was just a teaser, so I'm very curious what like an actual trailer is gonna look like.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, hey, I'm still very curious, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. When she wakes up, when she's on the roof waving, my immediately brain went like, this makes me think of Free Guy. You know, it kind of made me think of Free Guy for some reason, a little bit there, and I guess it's kind of gonna have that, maybe have that same-ish vibe as Free Guy, you know, except it's doll land instead of video game land, you know. But that's immediately what I thought of for some reason. Like that makes me think of Free Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess we'll just have to wait. I want to see a not a better trailer, a longer trailer.
Yeah, because that was a teaser, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I definitely want to see like an actual trailer. So yeah, okay. I mean, all right. That was yeah. I wasn't expecting that, but hey,
that's funny.
It still has me very, very curious. All right. Now, final piece of news we got here for the day. Final trailer. Are you ready? Oppenheimer. This dropped, I think, yesterday. So
we gotta look for ourselves in here, DT. Like we're in this movie somewhere.
A lot of people are in this. A lot of people are in this.
Let's check it.
3, 2, 1, go. 2-minute trailer. Let's check it out.
I'm actually super interested in this.
Yeah.
We imagine a future, and our imaginings horrify us. They won't fear it until they understand it.
Marbles.
And they won't understand it until they've used it. Theory will take you only so far. I don't know if we can be trusted with such a weapon. But we have no choice. Is anyone ever about what's happening here.
Seven 21 23.
Same day as Barbie. My birthday.
Shit. So you shit. What day does your fucking birthday fall on next year? On Friday?
It must do. Let me have a look here.
Because man.
Yep, it's a Friday.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be some movies dropping then. Yep.
On my birthday, I'm going to the movies apparently.
You can watch Barbie and Oppenheimer, two very different movies, but fuck it, let's go.
The real question is, do you watch Barbie first or after? Because Oppenheimer seems like it's gonna be a heavy movie and you might need something funny.
I feel like you watch Oppenheimer first and then you go watch Barbie, man. That double feature right there. Oh man, that's funny.
Man, did you see our cameos though, DT? Man, I saw us in there. Did you? For you
I
guys
saw
that
a
were
lot of
stuck with
explosions,
a
man. That's
for
what I
you guys
saw.
that were stuck with an ad, we were totally in that movie. I promise you. Not lying at all. Okay. So that's the movie
boy.
news.
That is, yeah. I mean, it looks neat. There was a lot more glimpses of explosions than I thought there would be, but I mean, it makes sense.
A lot of booms.
But yeah, I'm still like very curious about I'm so looking forward to seeing this, I should say. But yeah, the cast, you got a small glimpse of the cast there. A lot of Cillian Murphy, which I mean makes sense because he's the main guy. But you got to see some of the other cast here and there. But still, like I thought we would see more of them. Because this movie is stacked. But yeah, no, looks good. Definitely want to watch it. I still need to watch Christopher Nolan's some of his other stuff. Like I still haven't seen Tenet yet. Heard it wasn't the best, but I mean I still want to watch it to check it out for myself. But anyway, that will do it. Anything to add else on that, Josh, before we take a break and come back?
Let's take our break.
All right, we're gonna take a break. We're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about our today's or the final retro rewind of the year, which is "It's a Wonderful Life." After this break, so be right back, guys. See
We'll
you
be
in a
right
bit.
back after this, guys. YouTube, this will be instant for you. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Clockwork Cantina. We had an actual normal break time today because I got food and immediately came back and sat here. So we are ready to hit our second half of the show, which is we're going to be talking about
retro rewind of the year.
Exactly.
The movie for today's retro rewind is "It's a Wonderful Life" from 1946.
It is, and it's now showing up on screen. So, DT, before we even get started in here in a discussion or anything, which version of this movie did you watch? Did you watch the black and white or the color? Because there are a couple different versions of it, I realized.
So I will say, I actually watched this movie while I was repairing my PC, right?
Mhm.
And I watched a TV version because it was on TV. So I watched it on TV, and it was the black and white version. So I watched it in black and white.
I watched the black and white version that was on Amazon because that was the one that's on there. But they let you pick. They let you pick. Do you want the color version or do you want the black and white version? I was like, this movie originally came out in black and white, so I'm gonna watch it in black and white.
Yeah.
So that's what I watched it.
Yeah. I watched it in black and white also because again, that was the one that was on TV. So I was like, fuck it, I'll watch it that way. I don't mind watching movies in black and white. I am curious though, like how what it looks like in color. But yeah, I watched it in black and white. Like I said, it was on TV. I noticed it was and then I was like, oh well, I need to watch this movie anyway. And I was kind of like, putting together and taking apart my PC. I was working on it, so I was like, I'll have it on while I'm doing this. So I watched it as I was doing that, and
Hell yeah.
yeah, I not knocking out two birds with one stone, as they say, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I got to experience it. It was in black and white. It was on TV. I think it was on Bravo or something. It was on channel.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah,
So
that's how I experienced it.
You've never
I've never
seen it before?
No, never. I had heard about this movie for years because it's one of those classic movies that everybody always talks about. That the holiday movie that they love watching, and it's. I hear about this. I've heard about this movie a lot. It's like Singing in the Rain and Casablanca. Like one of these movies are like movies that I've heard about for years, right?
Yeah.
That like I've always heard about. They're classic movies, and I've just never, I've seen Casablanca. I've seen It's a Wonderful Life now, and yeah, I mean, I haven't seen Singing in the Rain yet, but I mean, I'm sure we'll get to that at some
We'll
point.
get to that.
But yeah, so slowly knocking out some of these OG classic movies out of the way, and yeah, it's just another one. I again never heard about it, or I mean, I've always heard about it, never watched it, is what I meant to say. Heard about it a lot, uh, never seen it till now. And yeah, I didn't really know what the hell it was gonna be about, other than it was probably like a Christmassy movie. But I didn't really know what the hell, with a name like that. I mean, I don't. It could be a few things, but yeah, I never seen it till now. My first time watching it. Um, so yeah, had you seen it before, or was it also your first time watching it?
I'm sure I've seen it before, but it is so long ago I forgot most of it. Like,
Okay.
I know the ending because I feel like almost everybody knows the ending of that movie, even if you've never seen it, which is kind of funny. And because it's like, and this is the thing I noticed about this movie is I watched it, I was like, this entire movie is getting to know this guy, but the last 30 minutes is what everybody always talks about. Like when anybody talks about this movie, I don't feel like they talk about, all they ever talk about is like the Christmas bits that are like at the end, right? And it's like, because I was sitting here watching it and I was looking at the timer just because I was like, all right, we're spending a lot of time with George.
Yeah.
We're seeing his whole life. The parts that everybody talks about is that last 30 minutes because
end.
it's the end, right? And it's like, and you think it's going to be this whole Christmas movie throughout it. It's not. It's like we see different points of his life, like repeatedly. So it's like, it's so interesting because it's like this movie is one of the ones everybody talks around at Christmas time, but it's like only the last 30 minutes or so are like Christmas, like Christmas time. Like it's I find that fascinating.
Yeah.
To be honest. So did you like the movie? Like I didn't actually ask you.
Yeah, I thought it was very, very wholesome. Like this is one of those movies that like, or at least like the general idea of it, right? Like the themes and stuff is kind of stuff that we've all like we've seen in other stories or whatever. Like the whole like uh you know kind of like the Scrooge story, right? It's very similar to that with like the be like basically like be thankful of your life and what you have and all that stuff, right? Because while our lives could be better, like everybody's lives could be better, but our lives could also be a lot worse, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like appreciate the life you have and the life you live. It may not be the perfect life. Nobody, not many people do have the perfect life, but you know, you should, you know, appreciate and love, what you have and the people that you have and, the life you live because, it could be a lot worse. And,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta appreciate people's and the things in your life because they ain't always gonna be here, man. And you yeah, just love the life you live. Basically, is the thing, right?
Yeah,
So
and the thing with the movie is like George Bailey feels like he's gone through life and is like he feels like a loser in that last 30 minutes. Like he's at rock bottom. But he doesn't realize like how much of an effect he has not just on his family, but on everybody else around him, right? Everybody else.
Yeah.
Everybody's life is better
on so many other things. Yeah,
by the fact that George is alive, right? And when he
Yeah.
sees that at the end, it's like it's very easy to get buried under your own depression and sadness and whatever else you've got on going through life. The things you wanted to accomplish when you're young and you didn't get to because you had to make sacrifices and things like that.
Earlier in the movie, he's like, oh, I want to get out of here and go do things and go, over different places and travel the world or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see where he's at towards the
I'm
end.
gonna go to school. I'm gonna build things. I'm gonna be an architect.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny because I think James Stewart actually has an architect degree, from what I was understanding.
Oh, really? Nice. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So how do you feel about the cast? Do you like James Stewart? How many movies have you seen with James Stewart? Do you know? Have you seen a lot with him in it?
I actually don't know how many I have, to be honest. I'm not sure how many other ones I've seen.
Because I've seen a few of his movies.
Yeah, I don't recall off the top of my head, to be honest. I know he's known for like Vertigo, but like I don't know.
Rear Window.
I don't know what it is.
Seen that. Vertigo. The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I probably haven't seen too much that he's in.
So the thing about him is like, you look at him and you don't see like typical movie star. I feel like because he's not like it's not like he's super handsome. I mean, like he's good enough, but like the big thing I always notice about James Stewart is his voice. He's got such a recognizable voice, right, when he talks. Like I feel like that's the big thing. I don't think it's like he's particularly handsome or anything.
Gotcha.
Which back in this era of movies, you didn't have to be particularly handsome to be in movies.
Yeah,
I don't think. But when they showed the ladies, the two women that show up the most, the character of Vi and then Mary, I'm like, when they show Mary as an old maid at the end, I was like, man, they tried to make her not attractive, but she is still super attractive.
But it didn't work, right? Yeah, no, Donna Reed was an attractive lady in her day for sure.
Uh-huh. I was like, woo!
Yeah. Yeah.
I also believe this is I think it's James Stewart's first movie after his military service. I want to say. Or maybe it was his first kiss scene, I think, or something like that after his military service. Because he was
okay.
No, I think this was his first movie. It was his comeback. Yeah, this was his first post-war movie.
This was his first post. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, because I was gonna say they do mention the war in the movie too.
Mm-hmm.
Which I thought that was kind of neat the way they did that and incorporated that into the movie.
Yeah, I think he was
all that stuff.
I think he was in the Air Force. I think he was in like the Army Air Forces.
Interesting.
Which is so interesting. And I was looking at the trivia, as I often do, after after we watch something like this. 'Cause I'm always like, I want to look at some of the trivia on IMDb.
Yeah.
And he was nervous about his kiss scene with Mary. Because it was his first like roll back after the war. It'd been years, right? He's like, I don't know if I could do this. Apparently, like they had to do the scene twice because the first one was so passionate, he would have never made it on TV at the time.
Wow! Holy shit! God damn!
I was like, Jesus, way to brag, I guess.
Right? Jeez, man. Wow.
But DT, this is your first time talking. Give me some of your thoughts on this. Let me.
No, I had to look this up because I was curious, and it said, under director Frank Capra's watchful eye, Stewart filmed the scene in only one unrehearsed take, and it worked so well that part of the embrace was cut because it was too passionate to pass the censors, is what it said. So they used it, but they had to cut part of it because it was too much, bro. It's like, God damn.
I was like, damn, son.
Wow. Damn. Okay.
He really laid one on her, I guess.
I suppose, yeah. No, yeah, but going into this movie, there wasn't a whole lot that I knew about it. So I all of it was was new to me. Like you were talking about like earlier about how everybody knows about the ending. I mean, I didn't even know about that. Like there was very little that I knew about this movie going into it. This is one of those movies that I heard about, but
Mhm.
like I guess everybody had seen it so much that like, they I didn't really hear like any spoilers about it or anything. Like another thing I didn't know about was the angel dude. Uh
Clarence.
Clarence. Yeah, I didn't know like the movie started and they're they're up in the clouds or whatever and they're talking about this dude who's like he's having a bad time. You need to go help him out to get your wings or whatever. I'm like what the hell? I'm like what are we doing? Like I didn't expect that to be this movie. Not that not that I really had an idea of this movie, but I
Mhm.
just wasn't expecting that. So
Pretty interesting how they do that.
that was
They
that was kind of
establish it.
a neat way to go about it. Yeah, like I just
It's like
wasn't
they light
expecting.
up as they talk. um, One of the things about this movie is like it's such a classic movie. I think it's been homaged a lot. So like if you watch The Simpsons, I'm sure there's a Simpsons episode of It's a Wonderful Life. Pretty much like there's
Yeah.
definitely a Married with Children one that has Sam
Oh yeah.
Kinison as the angel for Al, and he sees how
Huh.
much everybody's life is better without him in it. So he's like, I want to live again because that's not fair. It's not right. Their lives are better.
He's like, I need to make it miserable. God damn it.
And it's
That's
so
hilarious. That's
funny.
funny.
But
That is funny.
yeah, DT. What else do you want to talk about with this movie? Like, it does lead pretty heavily on the religious themes. Like, we
But, I
open
mean,
up.
that's
There's a lot of praying and a lot of
yeah.
the
I think
angel stuff. Mm-hmm.
that's probably like a product of its time.
Mm-hmm.
1940s movie. Like it makes sense. I don't.
I enjoyed the movie. I'm fine with
yeah.
that stuff. Like,
Yeah. I
don't
that
talk
doesn't
about my
bother me,
faith or
but-
much very much on the show, but it doesn't bother me. It's a 40s movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Yeah. What's up?
I was just gonna say the bad guy in a way kind of wins. He doesn't get in trouble. Like he gets away with having the fucking
Potter?
money. Yeah, fuck Potter, dude. Fuck that guy. There's no comeuppance. Which at the time was a very like the bad guy always had to be seen getting in like going to jail or making amends, right? Like not in this movie. This stuck in my mind. Two things stuck in my mind at the end of this movie. Potter gets away with the fucking money he steals. He does steal it. Like it ends up with him, and he could have returned it, but he doesn't. He decides to keep it to get everybody in trouble because he has issues with George Bailey and the Baileys. And two, that poor teacher never got an apology from George. I was like, they're showing him so happy at the end. He never apologized to that teacher. He blasts out on the phone.
Damn.
But I just thought that was funny.
No, yeah, that whole thing when he was going off on the teacher, I was like, wow, this dude is just going ham, bro.
He's
and then
unhinged.
the husband got on the phone and
Who is this?
dude,
I'm knock your block off.
Yeah, that was dude, watching him like go nuts like after a while was something, man. And like, dude, what was cracking me up was every time the daughter was playing on the piano, he's like, "Can you stop playing that damn song or whatever on the piano?" I was like, "Wow, bro, like you need to chill out, dude. Like she's just practicing the song, man. If you didn't want to hear it, you can just go somewhere else, dude." But that was funny how just mad he was at listening to her play that song on the piano.
He's unhinged at that point. Like he is.
No, yeah, for sure. Like you see him just like, gradually, just getting worse. And then like when Clarence pops in, he's like, "Yo, who are you? Like, how do you know about me?" And like all that stuff.
I saved your life. I knew you were gonna save me, so I jumped in.
Yeah, so I jumped in. So I saved you, which reminded me of like Top Gun Maverick when fucking Mav goes down to save Goose, and then Goose comes down and saves him. He's like, "Oh no, I saved you. You didn't have to come save me. That was the whole point of this." You know, that was pretty funny. But yeah, I mean, look, I'm like looking at the cast and like, I mean, I know it's an older movie, so like I don't really recognize a whole lot of names.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I remember like when when I when like Mary popped up, I thought she was like I'm not gonna lie to you. When Mary popped up, Donna Reed popped up. At first, I thought she was Ingrid Bergman from fucking
Mhm.
Casablanca. I was like, oh shit, is that her? And then because I don't, they kind of have a similar look, but then again, maybe a lot of women back in those days kind
That's
of
what I
had
was gonna say.
followed kind of the same
I
look, right?
I think a lot of movie actors at that time did look alike because let's be real, nobody I don't think particularly cared about skill in them days. They only cared really about looks.
About
Um,
looks, yeah.
um, but yeah, there's definitely like they favor. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, that was just one thing that I was like, oh wait a minute, it's her, but oh no, wait, it's not. You know.
Hmm.
Um. So yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
so
it
when
was
they
just
filmed the winter scenes during like summertime, by the way, I don't know if you realize this, they were like
no, I didn't.
they're visibly sweating on the bridge because it's like 90 degrees. Yeah, even though it's
Wow.
supposed to be winter and they're all up in coats and stuff, and it's like snowing, but not snowing.
Shit.
Uh,
That's yeah. Wow. Huh. I guess
uh,
just the way they did stuff differently back then.
yeah, but what were you gonna say? I cut you off. I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
No, I was just like watching this dude like throughout his life, right? Like he's a kid at the beginning, and watching him grow up, you know, passing of his pops, and his just seeing him meet Mary, and trying to and getting married to her, and having the kids and everything. It's just yeah, it was quite a thing to watch, like from start to finish.
Mm-hmm. When he when he gives out the money because of it, everything's going under, right? Everything's
Mm.
going bankrupt.
Yeah, yeah, because
Um,
yeah,
and he has his own money and he starts giving it out so he can keep the building alone open. I
yeah.
was like, man, this dude, this dude is George Bailey's a good person. He's like, we got $2 left.
Yeah, $2. Save these $2. Put
I
them in
hope
the
I hope they breed like bunny rabbits. That shit was so funny to me. It's like
yeah,
it's cracking me up.
that was pretty funny. And when some lady when he was like giving out the money, he's like, oh, here's a 20, here's a 20. Some lady was like, oh, I need 1750, and he's like, oh, you beautiful fucking woman, come here, and he like gave her like the kiss or something. I forget what it was, but
Yeah.
yeah, like he's like basically he's like, you don't need 20, you just need 1750. Well,
No, bless
goddamn,
you.
here you go.
It's
Yeah,
it's funny too because I was reading the trivia once again. That scene was
yeah.
improv. She was supposed to say $17 even, and the director told her to say 1750, or maybe it was $18. I can't remember what the line is, but the trivia is like the director told her to say 1750, and like him kissing her was like a surprise. That wasn't supposed to happen. Like that's just all them acting. So it was funny you brought that scene up. It made me laugh. Like I was like, "Wow, really?" Like,
Yeah, because I thought that was funny.
exactly. That was the whole idea. Like, going up and being like 1750. Hell yeah! So you can have 1750, of course. Um, but yeah, I like the character of George Bailey. Like, he goes his whole life being selfless. Like, from saving his brother after he falls in the lake and he loses hearing in one of his ears. One of my favorite
Yeah,
scenes is
that's the other thing, losing the hearing. Yeah, we didn't bring that up till now. Yeah.
one of my favorite scenes in the movie is when he's a kid and Mary's there and she's like, "Is this the ear you can't hear out of? I'm gonna love you always, George Bailey." I was like, "Oh, that's so sweet." I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
yeah.
that's so cute."
That's nice.
That's something like a kid would say and do.
Mary's a real one though, man. She's like by him the whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
Where's my Mary? God damn it!
from childhood sweethearts or childhood crushes to being married with like fucking how many kids does he have? Yeah, like 4 or 5 kids. Like it's got like a billion kids. Um, but not just the not just Mary, but like the whole town really like Sam. He gets hee haw Sam or whatever the fuck his name is. Gets him into plastics, and then at the end of the movie, when he needs money, he gets the wire to George. Is like, I've authorized my bank to give you a $25,000 advance, and I was like, that's a real one right there. That's
Yeah,
a real.
right? That's
like,
crazy.
it's like get you some friends like that that'll give you like give him a $25,000 advance or whatever the fuck it was. Make sure he ain't going to jail because of fucking Potter.
Fucking Potter, man.
Played by Lionel Barrymore of all people.
Goddamn you, Scrooge. Um, yeah. It was yeah, like when you talking about earlier about like him not being around made everybody's lives worse. I mean, shit, even the name of the town changed, right?
Pottervale.
Like it
Whatever the
was
fuck.
it was called like Bedford Falls normally, and then like when he wasn't around, yeah, it was like Potter. Was it Potterville? Or,
Potterville, I think. Yeah. Something
yeah,
like
like that's like yeah, man, like just one dude not being around, change so much, which is interesting, like the way like how that relates to real life, right? Like if one
that.
person like just thinking about like your like our own lives, like if one person wasn't around or if you weren't around, how different would you
Mm-hmm.
affect how different would other people's lives be affected?
Even a
So it's
stranger on the
it's
street,
interesting.
though. Like, I've always thought of life as like this, right? Like, even, and it's hard to see sometimes when you're sad or down or depressed or going through a hard time just in general. It's like, you don't realize it, but your life touches other people's lives. And then those lives
Yeah.
touch other people's lives. And then those lives touch other people's lives. And it's just one big, like, just everybody affects each other, good or bad, in different ways, right? Like, in the case of George Bailey, it affects everybody good. So when he's not there, or when he's never born, which is what he sees, he's like, I wish I was never born, and he gets to see what it's like if he was never born. It's like everybody's life is worse off because they didn't have George Bailey around to touch their lives.
Yeah.
It's a very positive movie in that sense.
Yeah, no, for sure. It definitely makes you like, think about your, just your own life and makes you appreciate what you got and everything, people you got in your life and all that. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good wholesome time. I definitely appreciated it in that regard. 'Cause, yeah, I mean, going into it, I don't know what the hell's movie was gonna be about, but having seen it, yeah, I can see why people, feel the way they do about it.
Yeah.
Um, I'm curious how I would feel about it if I'd watched it like earlier in life as opposed to now,
Yeah.
you know? But oh yeah. Yeah, I still think it was a good movie. But yeah, it still had me wondering like, how would I feel about this if I'd seen it sooner?
I'm kind of curious how it looks in color now because I like you. I watched the black and white version.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when you said that you had the option, I didn't even know there was because again I watched it on TV, so I mean not like I had options, but it was just in black and white, so I assumed it was gonna be in black and white. But I mean, I guess it's not unheard of that they would have made it in color or whatnot.
Apparently, there's 3 different colorized versions.
Really?
All of them. Well, they were all done at different times. Like there was one in 1986. They did a colorized
Okay.
version. They did another one a few years later in 1989. And then in 2007 they did a computer colorized version. That is like it's on DVDs and Blu-rays and streaming services. So that's probably the one that if I had seen it in color, that's probably the one.
That's the one. Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't even realize it either. Like I never think about when I think about old movies, I kind of don't want to see them in color. At least not the first time. I want to see them as they were made. So that's cool. It's cool that you got the option. Probably watch it again at some point in color.
Yeah. I could. That would be an interesting way to watch it now that you know what to expect and what just seeing how differently it is and Um, you know, how it would look in color, whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I've there's a lot of like this movie's like highly regarded, right? Like in a lot of like different by a lot of different people, and like
Yeah, I think it's a very beloved movie
yeah, like
around the holidays.
like I said, I've heard a lot about it, but I'd never seen it, so it's uh it's just one of them movies, man.
Yeah, and I like
And
James
like I said, I
Stewart.
could see why, especially at the time. So
Mm-hmm.
it makes sense to me. Um, which I think another thing is like going back to the whole like Christmas aspect of this movie. Like it's considered a Christmas movie, but like it ends on Christmas Eve and not even on Christmas Day, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
It it
that's pretty funny. Or well,
it. What's funny is like it's considered to be one of the greatest films of all time and among the best
yeah,
Christmas films. It doesn't feel like a Christmas movie to me. Not really. Like it takes place during that time, but
yeah,
it's not really mentioned a whole lot or at all. Really, it's
yeah.
snowing, so it's wintertime. But I guess maybe it's just the message that it sends. It's such a feel good. Like
Yeah,
I want to live
it is
again,
like
Clarence. You know, like
yeah, exactly.
I
It
think
is
it's
a feel good
that's
like
what makes it
wholesome movie.
Christmas.
That yeah, exactly. Just makes you like hopeful and like gives you good feels and good vibes from it.
Yeah. Oh god. Um. Well, anything else, DT, that you want to talk about, or uh,
I'm trying to think of like other like moments that I thought were like like I brought up the 1750 scene, like that was pretty funny. Um there was like some things I thought was kind of weird, but I guess that was like just sign of just the time the movie came out and it was made and all that.
mm.
Like I don't know, like with like when he's trying to woo Mary and she's in the bushes and he like won't give her the fucking
Oh yeah.
I was like, that's a little weird, brother. Like, I don't know about that, but that's, I guess that's how shit was back in them days, man. I don't know.
I think the idea is that he's
You know what I
teasing her,
mean?
but
Yeah, I know, but
it's
some of that stuff I
weird.
think is a little like, yeah. Nowadays I think it's a little weird, but I know at the time it's like like you said, teasing and all that. But I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that kind of stuff. But
Yeah, and the other thing is like it's not like he's like staring at her or anything. I don't think he even really looks at her. He's just like walking around the bush and like teasing at her.
yeah,
But
and I mean
and it would be
when they
worse if
do
he was staring at her. Like,
yeah,
you
no,
know?
and also when they come and pick him up and tell him about his dad, like he does like just like hand it back to her, throw it back to her or whatever, and like
Mhm.
goes on his way. So, but yeah, so yeah, there's just like small things like that I thought were like that's kind of but sign of the
Product
times, whatever,
product of the times. Yeah.
product of its time, indeed.
I
But
definitely
no,
don't think it's as bad as moments in like Casablanca that are pretty bad. Like some of the more, and
yeah,
especially
I
also
think
in The Searchers has got some pretty terrible moments as well.
yeah, I mean, remember the searchers, man, the searchers has some stuff in it. No, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think I was just when you're watching older movies like this, I think you just gotta keep that in mind that at some point throughout the movie, you're probably gonna see some shit that is like, oh,
A little
that's
uncomfortable. A little not
yeah, that
okay.
we don't do that now. So it's time. It's like, it was just a thing of its time. Thing of its time.
He looked weird as fuck in that old ass football outfit that he had on. I was like, wait, oh, that's what that is. That's a football outfit from the fucking 40s that he's got on. Like, what? I wouldn't be a football star because football back in them days wasn't like it is now. It wasn't nearly as huge. And what a weird looking uniform he had on.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, no, but overall, I did enjoy it. Yeah, I mean, I really don't know like what like I don't really have much else to say about it. It's just it's a good wholesome movie if you're looking for something like that. It make you feel better about yourself and about your own life, I think, and um, some of that trivia is pretty cool. I didn't obviously I didn't know about any of that, so that's all pretty neat. So yeah.
Yeah.
Find it's cool watching a movie that is like so highly regarded and like everybody has it on like the list of the greatest movies of all time, and like you have this director saying it's one of their favorite movies and of all time, and it's just one of those movies that you hear about like all your like for a long time, and just finally like being able to check it out and be like, all right, I've finally seen this movie now. Like it's one of these legendary movies that and you always hear about, you always hear other people talk about it and other people mention like, oh, I watch this movie every Christmas, or all that kind of stuff, and finally watching it was cool, and I hope to keep doing more of that because there's a lot of movies out there I still haven't seen. Like Singing in the Rain is another one that I mentioned, and eventually I want to check out Citizen Kane, another one I haven't seen, which is like always regarded as like the best movie of
Yeah.
all time or whatever,
I've never
right?
seen that one either, but I've always heard it's
So
like, this is great.
yeah, so that'll be one definitely to add on the list as well in the future, to add on to it. Yeah,
All right. Well, if there's nothing else to say, DT, I think we should wrap up so you can go get some food, my friend. So
I
I'm going to
think
throw
I'll
it over
wrap
to
it
you.
up.
You're on screen.
Yeah. All right. Thank you everybody for watching this episode of the Clockwork Cantina, episode 142. Quick a little talk about It's a Wonderful Life for the Retro Rewind. Final Retro Rewind of the year. We'll be doing more of these obviously in the future. Coming up for me on stream. I haven't streamed in a while because my computer was acting up, so I'm gonna hopefully stream. I'm gonna take it easy probably these next couple weeks, until the end of the year. I probably won't stream another story game till you know, the beginning of the year. I started Assassin's Creed Rogue, but my computer started acting up. And then yeah, we'll probably continue that next month. For the rest of this year, we're just gonna chill and play, other games that really don't, are not story games. So we're gonna take it easy. Thank you for watching though. Thanks for listening. However you decide to, consume this podcast, we appreciate it as always. Thanks everybody for being here. And yeah, we'll be back next time. Next time is gonna be next week, which will be our year end episode. Uh, we're gonna be doing a recap of 2022, ending off the year. It'll be after Christmas, so we'll have some things to talk about for sure. So come back and let us know what are some of your favorite like video games, movies, TV shows of the year. Whether that be stuff that came out this year or maybe stuff that came out like, in the past that you just now were able to check out this year. Um, but yeah, definitely let us know. We'll be doing and talking about that next week. But yeah, thank you everybody. Have a great Christmas. Merry Christmas to everybody. And we'll see you guys at the end of the year for the next one. So bye-bye. Peace out. See you all later.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching this show, and I can't wait till next week where we get to talk about what we'll be doing in the upcoming year and talk about some of the stuff we've done this past year that we want to talk about. I appreciate everybody that always comes to the show, and appreciate you guys. Make sure to check out the Dice stuff on Instagram, Etsy, TikTok, all those places, all the videos. Go give them a like, a follow. It's on YouTube as well. Check out 902 Dice Creations on YouTube. Is Josh 902. It's over there. You can see it. Appreciate anybody that checks that stuff out. And hopefully we'll be expanding that business in the future. For those of you that like tabletop stuff, maybe we'll do some 3D printing of like D&D terrain if people are interested in buying any of that stuff on the shop in the future. Stream wise, we'll see. I don't have any plans right now, but hopefully soon we'll let you know. I know this time of year can be hard on some people. Just keep your head up, stay strong, and remember that your life touches other people's lives, and then those lives touch other people's lives, and you're important out there to some people. I'm sure to folks that matter to you, and you matter to them, even if you don't realize it. So keep your head up, stay strong. Have a good Christmas, everybody. Have good holidays if you don't celebrate Christmas. And we'll see you next week. Bye-bye. If you guys stick around, we'll find somebody to host, because I actually remembered. And by host, I mean raid, because we don't host people anymore, because I don't think that's the thing anymore. Maybe we'll throw it over to Soma. How about we raid Soma?